sing the lyrical part. We did that without a camera.
No, the friendship isn't there.
Look at it with your eyes. It is covered in filth.
I don't want to. Horrific.
Like it's dirty as shit.
Has my assistant got nips?
That's pretty good, actually.
Grabbing them in a chokehold.
Holy shit, that's so good.
Who wants to go first? You seem keen. No.
Pretty fucking spot on.
Holy my God.
That is Harold Holt with a nice set of titties.
You know what? Accurate with Harold Holt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I imagine that they sing.
Coming at you live from Loki, starring Peter Bun.
Stephanie first.
Stephanie Bendixson.
This is my best Simba impression.
When you're Steph, Peter Burns is here too. Peter Burns is here too. Angus Ronald is sitting next to him. Angus Ronald there in the glasses. Way behind with the TVs. It's William and Joshua.
Love it. Great.
And it's your boy, Nick Boy Richardson. I'm here too for Bird Pocket. Hello. Good.
Very
Nice. Show.
nice. Very nice.
Fortnite.
Next script.
I was like, no, I'm all about the music now. Tonight on the show, in less than a fortnight, Pete is going to be a Kiwi. So before we cry about that, tonight we'll drop everything to engage the Midnight Protocol. Ooh. Really, it's going to be our best show yet.
How'd you guys go with the audio there?
We weren't listening, but I'm sure it hurt.
I'm sure it hurts.
We weren't listening.
That's my general response to everything.
How is it possible that there's two of them? And the answer was we weren't listening.
Yeah, but they need to be a herd of elephants, not just one elephant.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thought going on here.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
They woke up my cat, says Arlo. Good work.
Welcome everybody to the show. How exciting. Steph, you look like a couch.
Yeah. I was going to try and swap chairs with you, but then my pants would match your couch. So.
And it would look like
I had no pants.
You
I
had
had
no
no legs.
floating
that's worse
torso.
than looking like you have no torso.
Yeah. But I got a bunch of Redbubble t-shirts, and this is a cool Dungeons and Dragons one with like dice and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Gus? In fact, we're all dressed wonderfully.
I said before the show, we've got a nice little splash of colour. Pete had a very colourful shirt on, but he's decided to go for something a little more on message. I don't know.
Yeah, this came in from Dion with a collab from BuriBuri.
Oh, nice.
And I think a little bit of Raj is involved in this as well with the F off Richardson chant.
That's one of my all-time great memories is Raj on stage starting the F off Richardson chant and everyone jumping on board so quickly.
Yeah,
That's not one of mine.
Like they were going to say
I think
it without
it
him.
was a good moment. Definitely top 3 moment of my life.
I'll tell you what though, Dion, wonderful artist, because a bang-on caricature of BuriBuri. It looks exactly like her.
Can I just ask as well?
Don't swing wild. The insults coming swear at
and
you.
chat
Just
chat
take
already knows as well. Like BuriBuri is against you. Tash Monster just was like, "What the fuck is on your feet, Nicholas?"
Yeah.
Oh,
For
yeah.
some reason, you've chosen to wear socks and sandals.
Damn, that looks
Yep.
comfy.
But it's like he
that
picks the thing that no one can pull off and is just like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
You know what? They were
Damn it,
right.
he gets
No
away
one
with it
can pull
too.
this.
No, it's so funny. On the way here, I actually was like, because I got these sandals a couple of days ago. And I was like,
They look
there's gonna be a reaction when I walk in. And I was like, I know exactly what it is. And I didn't say it. And I was fucking bang on. Nick just does his own thing. I would like to do that. I never will. It's awful.
Ludicrous.
I would like to do that, not in public.
They
They look bloody comfortable.
It's incredibly
Those are thick-soled sandals.
Yeah, they're great. They're slides. They're really lovely. Sochi slides.
Fashion was a mistake,
Get it in you.
as proof. Proof right now.
They look great.
But no, we all look great. Lovely t-shirt. Great t-shirt. Great t-shirt.
A gifted T-shirt.
Great.
Boys,
and great slides.
and great slides.
And great shorts.
Great
Thank you for-
shorts.
Great
Yeah.
shorts.
Great
I
shorts.
love these.
Loose-fitting shorts.
Yeah, maybe a little too. Oh, not quite too
think
loose.
you're
If you
okay.
turn
Careful,
that, if you turn that,
Careful.
Careful.
And there's
TOS.
brain.
TOS.
Just a little peek.
Gus-
I'll shut it quickly.
Gus was
I'll shut it
naked
quickly.
just now
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I got naked and blurry and no one noticed.
when
Thanks,
the
Chad.
when the camera was out of focus.
I was
Yeah, I mean,
He took off his shirt and he was doing this.
Well, I was trying to prove the point that when we're out of focus, if
can
you
do
stand
whatever we want.
there, it's a bit risque. Back here, you're just a blob. You're a
But
blurry blob.
what-
But no one cared, so everyone was just on their phones as I rodeoed around the back of the studio.
back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, we can see you're a blur by simply standing there and you just start whipping it around.
But that's what happens when you've got an office full of zany people. Zany stuff just
zany.
In my
doesn't
mind,
excite us
Zany.
anymore.
In
you
my
know?
mind, pony. Just going off as I do.
Oh,
yeah. Bit of
gen-
genuine.
genuine.
as
I thought you
was
said
just-
in my mind. Oh, you
Yeah.
did. You said in my mind,
Yeah,
genuine.
the song wasn't on, but I was just
Yeah,
rodeoing
okay,
back
yeah,
and
yeah,
forth there to a bit of genuine.
At first, I thought you just meant a pony, like a Homer Simpson. La, 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 la,
That's
la.
the rest of the time, Steph.
There's I saw something on Instagram a couple of days ago, which was along the lines of like, she was just a regular soccer mom until Genuine's Pony came on. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Everyone fucking gets down to
The
that
changed
song.
mothers.
Everyone drops to pony.
It's the intro. It's the bassy
Bow.
intro.
It's so basic. It's such a
Yeah.
basic intro. It came up in something that I was watching with my kids like a week ago.
Oh,
like
dear.
that's and I was like,
Is that a
this
reference to how
not-
far kids' TV has fallen, or what you're showing your kids?
the first
latter?
one? Because I'm
Oh.
I'm very prudish when it comes to
Yeah,
the things
okay.
that the children see.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like Banjo started watching Boss Baby, and it's like, oh, it's such a little
yeah.
fucking
So
shit.
they put it in as a little reference to the
Banjo,
parents,
I
but
mean,
you're
not
like,
Yeah, not the Boss Baby.
Yeah.
The Boss Baby's great.
they put the song in, they're
great.
like, the parents will get this, and you're like,
Yeah, and like Boss
Right.
Baby, literally this morning he was watching it, and there was the Boss Baby says, "Coffee is for closers." I'm like, oh god, that's like a
is
reference.
that, it's a Baldwin doing the voice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Alex.
the Baldwin.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, and so it's like, all right, that's a famous Baldwin line, but I think you have to be. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, you have to be our age or higher to have watched Glengarry Glen Ridge.
I was like 12 Angry Men. I'm like,
Glen
no.
Ross. Glengarry Glen Ridge was the Late Show parody of it, where they got Glen Ridge in.
Oh
And
my god, we're watching that.
remember that?
Yes, we're watching that after the
so
show.
fucking funny. Oh my god. Yeah. Good. What was I talking about? Boss Baby?
Boss Baby. Boss Baby's in the new animated intro to the DreamWorks logo. Remember the DreamWorks logo? Really nice little like.
Oh yeah.
that little
fishing,
like
kid fishing.
It's not Boss Baby fishing.
Now it's a Marvel-esque camera whoosh through all of
clouds.
DreamWorks'
Oh.
best properties. So it's Shrek, hasn't made a movie in a long time. It's Kung Fu Panda.
Practically washed up.
Good series.
Shrek is so lazy.
And then
Probably
Boss
Kung Fu Panda's
Baby, as it sort of zooms through all of those things. And Boss Baby is one of the, I think it's
a
a series.
tentpole DreamWorks.
Apparently
film.
so, yeah. Isn't it Madagascar?
I
Madagascar, I
don't
would have
fucking
thought.
know, dude.
Yeah, Madagascar. Madagascar. The first Madagascar was fun.
Kids,
Kids love Madagascar.
they're all pretty average. The King Julian character holds up in every one of the films, done by Sacha Baron Cohen. Love it. Love it.
I don't think I've seen a Madagascar film.
Oh, it's great.
There's a,
The first Madagascar is really fun. Yeah.
Ross Geller
Yeah.
What?
oh, he's the giraffe.
from Friends.
Yeah.
Ross Geller.
Geller.
David Schwimmer. I'm with you.
Yeah, he's a sad giraffe.
Oh,
He's a sad man.
He's
He's got a sad giraffe
sad?
voice.
He's got a sad voice.
He's
yeah.
trying
He's
to fuck
tall
the
as
hippo
well.
too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
tall and sad.
yeah.
He gets fucked by a
He's
hippo.
trying to fuck the hippo.
He's trying to fuck the hippo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anatomically, tricky.
There was.
So,
I'm going to tell you another thing that I saw on Instagram, which was funny.
Mhm.
But speaking of giraffes, is someone I think it was a drug bust. Anyway, they said that it was something like a drug bust, but basically the unit of measurement they used is police seized an amount of like heroin or something, half the size of a giraffe. And someone would take a screenshot of that, and then the comment on it was like, a giraffe is the animal that differs most wildly from the top half to the bottom half. What half are we talking about?
a neck worth of like drugs.
Yeah,
is very
isn't it?
different
Like,
to a.
who would
yeah.
ever go half a giraffe as a unit of measurement
Half
for
a
any?
giraffe.
Like, why would you go half
that's
of
like
anything?
a
You would
very-
just go a full
No,
thing
that's
of that
they've
size.
stacked them and they've said it's half.
You could
a
say
giraffe.
because you could go half a
you-
football field.
That's a bored copywriter who's just like, how can
Yeah.
I put
Yeah.
a bit
So
of,
true.
put
Yeah,
a bit of
so
life
true.
into my day?
Yeah, that's
Like,
so
It's
true.
like the person who said a large boulder-sized rock was blocking the.
yeah, that, I mean that's great.
yeah. Vesuvius says Americans will use giraffes before they use the metric system. That's very funny.
Speaking of animals and drugs, there's a trailer for Cocaine Bear that came out last
yeah,
week.
yeah,
which
yeah.
is based on a true story.
I
It's
remember that story.
yeah, but the story's really sad because it's like the film is a wild from the trailer. It's just like a wild roller coaster ride as a bear gets hopped up on a whole pack of cocaine that comes out of a drug bust. Oh, sorry, a drug drop that goes wrong. I think the bear in real life just did it and died. Like just was out. But in the film, it's like chasing an ambulance at full speed and pulling people out of it. And like,
Is it a horror movie?
I think it's a black comedy.
Comedy slasher.
I would like to see the bear just having really like intense conversations with its friends.
Yeah.
I would like to see the bear doing some risky trades.
I would like to see the bear like texting people he hasn't spoken to a long time
100%.
and trying to make amends.
Yeah.
And then waking up 6 months later after hibernating and being like,
Rapid One says his name is Pablo Eco Bear and he's stuffed in a shopping center somewhere.
oh, that's really sad, but really
How
American.
American.
Yeah.
Oh, good. What else has been going on?
I hosted
start the show.
the Red Bull Billy Cart race last weekend.
Holy shit.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah?
Yeah, there were all different kinds of billy carts, like themed around different like fun ideas.
Is this the
There
same
was
thing as their like Flutenberg?
different?
Birdman Rally?
But
Flugtag.
Flugtag, but the same
Flugtag.
principle of like made by the people. Yeah, cool.
Yes, and there's like a little track, and I was live commentating it with Libby Birch, who was an AFL player.
Cool.
And it was awesome. The only thing was while I was hosting it live, I got a call from my dad, and obviously I couldn't answer it. And so I texted him when I had a moment, was just like, hey, I'll call you in a sec. And then he immediately called back, and I was like,
No.
and I was
could be a problem though, you think. Yeah.
totally. I was like, oh shit, it's something serious.
Yeah.
So I texted him and then was like, hey dad, I can't talk right now. Is everything okay? He called again. And I was like,
That's bad.
and it's like, it's been a while since I've done that kind of live where it's like I can't just step away.
Totally.
And it
Not
was
like this
it was a
bullshit.
long day,
Yeah.
and it was like in the heat, and I was just like thinking about it, and I was like, oh, fuck, I've got like a relative has died. Like at least it was like my dad was calling,
Yeah.
so I was like, it's not my dad.
Yeah.
But I was
He
like,
could be in a flipped
Could
car
be.
somewhere.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah,
he could
yeah.
be needing help.
yeah.
It's like,
He's down by a
Stephanie,
bear.
bring the
And
jaws
like-
of life. I need you.
Obviously, he's not like a prolific texter, but we text.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason why he couldn't just text.
He
me.
also can read, so he doesn't even need to text you out. He can just
Totally.
go like, "Oh, you should."
Totally. So I was like freaking out, and then finally the broadcast ended. Huge success.
Huge success.
You know, blah blah. And then
Blah, blah, blah.
I finally was like, thank you, great job, everyone. And then I was like, my heart was like racing, and I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, is everything okay? And he goes, hi, Steph, thanks for calling me back.
Oh no.
I've just met this bear.
He was
We
like,
are having the best time.
when you cleaned out my cupboard last weekend, there was a raincoat somewhere,
God.
and I was like, "Oh fucking hell, Dad!"
God damn it.
He was like, "It was
Get
like
a little wet
like a blue
a day.
raincoat. Do you have any idea?"
God damn it, Dad. An auntie better have choked to death on that raincoat.
Are you wearing it? I am wearing it.
Did you help?
I did. We sourced
was
the
it?
location of the raincoat.
Where was it?
It was in the cupboard that I cleared. It was
Fucking hell.
in a very
Yeah,
obvious
good
place.
He did a dad look.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Good. Any fun dad stories?
No. I did my camper again over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
I went down
every
to
weekend for you now.
It has been at the moment, halfway between here and Melbourne. I went and camped on a dam. That was exciting. Got up in the morning, had a swim in the dam.
How close to the dam did you camp?
Oh, it's like Hume Dam. It's a water reserve for Victoria.
Yeah,
like it's
wow.
a lake. It's bigger than a
How
lake.
close to the lake did you?
A meter.
Wow.
Very
you
close.
can do that when you got a car.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can,
Moved it
it's
right
the
up there.
first thing we learned with Duke of Edinburgh was never pitch your tent near a river in
Or
case
in
the
a
water
riverbed.
rises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I learned when I got my L's was never park near a river. So that's why you shouldn't do that.
Did you?
Never what?
No. Sorry.
I thought it might have
Was it
been a
nice?
country thing.
It was delightful. I fell asleep to the sounds of lapping waves on the edge of the lake.
You
do
did
you-
last time as well.
so do
Well,
you
you woke
have
up to
now-
Yeah, that
the
was different. That was different.
Like a little go bag in the back of your car for
It's called
like
a bug out box, Stephanie.
a bug out box.
What's in it?
Oh, what's in it?
Yeah.
A fully charged lamp.
Yep.
A like one of those thermos water bottles that's like 2 liters large that's full of water.
Yep.
A small wooden crate full of creams and lathers.
$1,000 of gold bullion.
3 passports and
A rifle.
yeah. And a small blue rain jacket.
And so is it? Could you like if I said to you, Gus,
It's the water and power.
tomorrow
is the main
nothing
thing.
is on tomorrow. Would you be able to hop in the car and drive to Melbourne,
Yes.
confident with everything you have in the car to survive the night?
Box of muesli bars is in there as well.
Good on you.
Lovely.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's all I need. Box of muesli bars, 2 liters of fresh water, a fully charged power bank,
Yep.
lights.
What are you
And
pooing?
some movies.
What am I pooing in? Oh, and I do have a little camper trailer.
He
shovel.
poos in tree stumps.
Yeah.
On the tops of mountains.
He does too.
Pay attention, Nick. Come on.
Sorry. Yeah.
Come on.
He parks.
No,
at the
within
bottom
like 100
about
meters of
lake.
it. 50 meters of a water source, though?
Oh, do an
Don't shit
aquabog.
in the dam.
Do an aquabog?
In the dam?
No.
A dam's not very clean. Although a dam is where we get all our water. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess that's
it's
a
a.
bit
It was
different.
It'll
a
get
reservoir.
filtered.
It was a
Yeah.
reservoir.
Okay.
But yeah,
What is a reservoir?
a big body of water used to supply a civilization.
Civilization.
No,
I suddenly started simsing.
a dam is just a man-made lake pond.
Man-made
thing.
reservoir.
Yeah. Whereas a
So-
reservoir
so-
is capturing water from somewhere else, perhaps.
But aren't all dams being?
Aren't
well,
all
dams
dams
catch water
reservoirs?
from
Like,
God.
like a dam is like what you have on farms for cows. The lake in the Blue Mountains is a dam.
It is
because it was
dammed
made
up.
by- the one in Canberra, a dam.
What's the difference between a dam and a dike?
Dike is
Duchy?
a dike is a
That's the wall.
rock wall.
wall?
that sticks
Yeah, but
out
so's a
into-
dam. There's a dam wall, isn't there?
No, a dike doesn't close off. A dike just goes out into the water. I believe
Into the ocean, you mean?
ocean or a body of water.
Body of water.
A dike
Right,
is
okay.
just a sort of a long
A cutter.
rock. Cutter, yeah, used for longshore drift, etc.
Dams
Okay.
are giant structures to
Whoa,
block water.
there's my year 6
yeah, but
geography
we
class just
refer to
kicked in.
to small man-made lakes as dams, though, right?
Yeah, but I think people are
Or
just
is that incorrect?
Well, yeah, because like a dam on a farm, like I had lots of dams on my farm growing up, and none of them were, well, some of them were man-made.
The
but
dam
others
is the
weren't.
wall itself. The reservoir is the storage of water, says Jackographer.
So when we refer,
That's my understanding of it.
we're technically incorrect when we refer to.
Gosh, you better be
Those as
looking this
dams.
up.
Well, they're still dammed up if there's a man-made wall creating the reservoir.
a
So
large natural or
that is
artificial
correct.
lake used as a source of water supply
Got it.
for a civilization. I added the last bit.
I was like, wow, that's
You were spot on.
Always
damn close.
And
Damn
dikes
close.
only have water on one side of the wall. So they're to stop.
Yeah.
They're to save a town,
Ah.
as opposed to a dam letting water through
James
to
Bond.
control the flow of a stream on the other side.
Interesting.
James Bond. You know when he
Yeah.
jumps off the.
Dam.
Isn't
Goldeneye.
that a dam?
Goldeneye.
Yeah, that's a dam.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
dam,
dam.
isn't
That's
it?
a dam.
It's damn
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
film.
Yeah, I rewatched that a week ago.
Oh, it's
Good
so
movie.
good.
Good movie.
So good.
Holds up.
Done on a shoestring budget for what that film pulled
Really?
off. Yeah. Yeah. Really on
Less
the cheap.
so than any of the others.
Probably.
Well, I guess it was it came back.
It was
the-
like
yeah.
it's surprisingly cheap how everything there's so many miniatures in that instead of like full size
God, he's so
actual
fucking
effects.
handsome.
Oh, it
Yeah.
works so well. Oh yeah, he does.
Pierce Brosnan, Jesus
I
Christ,
know. They had to shrink him down for all the miniatures as well. That was the most expensive part of the film.
that was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Have you
did good though. They pitch shifted his voice back down after.
yeah.
I want to make this
recording.
real again. Has anyone seen the interview with Pierce Brosnan where he's doing press for Black Adam? And he gets interviewed by someone from his hometown in Ireland,
I've seen
and it's
that.
like a tiny small town. So it's like it's watching an actual celebrity go from like
forget
the
he's
press junket
Irish.
thing to genuine like love, and I'm happy to be here, and it's amazing to watch.
That's great.
Like because being the press junket
Yeah,
tour
'cause
stuff
it's
is
the
they're
same
still
shit all
amicable
the
and
time.
lovely, and then watching
Yeah.
him go like
It's
like he just drops
Home.
and it's so lovely, and it's like
when that guy from BBC One interviews anyone. You know the guy.
yeah with the glasses.
Harry.
He's so good.
He's very good.
He's
Ali
so
Plum.
good. You watch people just fall apart in front of him.
And the rest of the dumb
where
questions
they're like,
that the
"Oh my
guy
God,
asks, he
someone,
answers
like,
with such like
interesting."
just genuine like I'm happy to
Three
talk
best
to
living
you.
interviewers. That guy,
Louis.
Ali Plum, and the guy who does the hot wings thing.
Oh,
Oh,
The guy who does the what?
The hot wings thing.
is. I mean, he's so good because he's so weird. Like the
That's-
way
that's
he
weird.
asks,
You're
his,
right. He asks
his cadence
really,
is so
he
strange,
asks really
but
great
disarming.
questions, and
Yeah.
he's got.
They're
like
always
a-
super well
Wait,
researched.
who did you, these were three best interviews
yeah,
you
yeah.
said? Who is
Living interviews. Hot wings guy,
Yeah.
Ali Plum,
Yeah.
and then that guy.
You're
guy that asked
forgetting
one question.
the best interviewer
Yeah.
alive right now.
Mark Fennell.
No. Fuck.
I love Mark Fennell.
Me too. But
Yeah, sure, he's
that's
great,
not.
but, like-
This list is a joke list.
Graham Norton.
Yeah, he's good.
Graham Norton.
Yeah.
Here's how good Graham Norton
He
is.
just gets
Graham
him drunk.
Norton's great.
Here's how good Graham Norton is at his job.
He gets him drunk.
Did I say this? Did I say this on the show?
Don't know.
You're about to.
Most late night shows, the guest turns up for 10 minutes, like comes before 10 minutes on and then bugs off. Graham Norton keeps 4 mega celebrities sitting on a couch for like an hour and a half. All just like fucking hanging out.
Yeah.
talking shit to each other. Like, that's because people want to be around Graham Norton as a
He's
person.
still
And
boozy,
his
you're
wine.
right. He does
Where's
make them.
Whereas Jimmy Fallon is paying them to
And Alan
to stand
Carr
him.
goes too
Jimmy
far in that way. They
Fallon's
sit
so
down, he's
bad.
like, how much alcohol can I give you? And
Yeah.
they're like, I'm fine. He's like, keep drinking.
Can I give you some Sambuca?
Yeah, he's lovely, but he tries to get them way too drunk.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's a drug pusher, old Alan
Yeah.
Carr. Chatty man.
Should we talk about some video games?
We probably should. We've done dams.
We've done dams.
Did we do? We've covered dams?
We've just make sure we've covered dams.
Should we circle back to
completely.
dams?
Yeah. We did dams. We touched on reservoirs. We figured out what a dike was.
The dam
We-
was doing the like thing when I drove past it.
That's
They were like
exciting.
releasing the pressure because of how much rain
Nice.
there's been.
Yeah,
So I was like, how long does that go for? Do they just keep like letting it out slowly?
I always
or-
think about like we go through those periods where we're overflowing,
We're
and they're
back on
talking
Dam
about
Chat.
we're back on Dam Chat. Warwick Amber Dam. They were talking about raising the
That's still,
the
an,
Warwick
that's
Amber
still an
Dam
ongoing
They
debate.
should.
by like a meter. They
Well,
should, but
the
it
argument
kills so much wildlife.
Yeah, the
and stuff.
argument
Oh,
against
God.
it is that
The
to
environmental impact
raise
of
it
it.
that much all the way around
Yeah.
would
That's
take out so much of the surrounding
Yeah.
native bushland
Yeah.
that it would destroy.
But it's like
habitat
there's
and
like
animals.
there's like one species of insect that would go missing.
There's a
It's like, who gives
quoll
a fuck?
who would
And
be
it's
like,
just
oh,
the
no.
bee.
Yeah,
We don't
bees.
need
got,
the bee.
We've got so many bees. They're fine.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And we're running out of fish, so put them in there and equal it out.
Put some fish in there.
Some
Yeah.
fish in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Damn
And then
chat.
take some
'Cause then you
bees
get
and
all
put
your
them in a country where
omega-3s
they're
from your
not
water.
currently.
Yeah.
Because you just drink it as it gets
Weevils
filtered
takes
through.
offense at the insect.
Fuck off, Pete.
Love.
Does anyone really care about insects?
So I feel like that. I feel like 1 meter around that dam is a price that we
It's,
pay.
it's more than 1 meter, and
to-
it's and
You're
it's-
happy to
it's
lose the
significant.
species
I
that
think it's an
can't
ongoing.
move up the side as the water slowly rises. If it can't escape that slow,
Yeah, totally.
then it
what
doesn't
we
deserve
should,
to
It doesn't
live.
what we
deserve to
should be
live.
doing rather than raising the dam water
is
is
killing Sydney siders.
no, is we should be going into water aquifers.
Mm.
It's where they
Now, what
pull
are
water
these?
out of the ground.
Yeah.
They search for groundwater with like fancy planes that have
Sticks?
a radar thing in the back of them.
okay.
Yeah.
I know this because I did a whole episode on it with National Geographic.
Yep.
And they pull water out of the ground and then they treat it and then we drink it and then they're constantly putting exactly the same amount of water back into the ground when they take it out. So it's not destroying any of the ecosystem or the amount of water in the wetlands or anything like that.
Interesting.
And then
And it is filtered by the earth.
yeah.
it's filtered by the earth and then the wastewater goes back in there.
Oh, the
And so it's-
actual wastewater.
So I was
Yes.
like, that doesn't give us any new water. We're just
No.
replacing it with water.
I know, exactly. It's recycled water, but people are okay with it if it goes back into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
Okay.
It's
Do you know
great
what I mean?
water.
People- artificially treated
people are
water,
like,
we're
I
like,
don't
ugh.
I don't want to drink recycled water. But once it's been in the ground, they're like, oh, it's groundwater.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
filter that poo through some dirt.
Yeah.
You got some fresh aqua vida.
the only thing, I'm happy to do that.
Mhm.
I'll allow it as
Okay.
long as it kills some
The same
native
amount of
wildlife.
Most of
okay.
Western Australia is use groundwater
Racist.
and water
Oh.
aquifers.
I was gonna say nothing lives in Western Australia anyway. Well, nothing worth saving. Just saying, what y'all been playing? Presented by someone who certainly doesn't live in Western Australia. BuriBuri. F off, Richardson.
BuriBuri is how you would get water out of the ground.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll take a round
That
of
was,
applause after the show.
That was
Oh no, I'll take it now.
Well done, sir.
very good.
Fantastic. BuriBuri, of course, a pleasure to have her sponsoring the segment.
We have to shoot her ad.
No, we don't. She's not owed an ad. You
We-
keep fucking
we-
doing that.
We have a script.
Oh, no, we did because she came in
keep
before
fucking
we
doing that.
before we changed the thing.
No, I've written
Yeah.
the ad.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Very, very
It's a good one.
Very,
I thought
very
it-
deserves an
Thought
ad.
out in my head.
It's a good one. All right.
Am I in it?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be?
I don't know.
You never have fucking time to do it.
Sometimes we do send them around different
Oh,
people.
okay. I
Yeah,
thought
sure.
you were kind of
Everyone's
like,
in
I
this
feel-
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's
this
written
is-
into this
everyone's,
one.
You wanna be the main
everyone's
character in
fucking
this one?
Yeah, yeah.
You could be. Yeah.
Depends what the main character is.
Yes or no?
The
Take it now.
dam.
Look at him swilling his wine.
Look at you with a weird shaped
Why
wine
would you
glass.
suggest it? I'm sus.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Let's talk about some video games. Let's start it off with Peter Burns. What have you been playing this
Oh yeah, we're
week?
starting with me. Callisto Protocol. I streamed it last week, and for those who were there, thank you very much for joining me as we explored the kind of first third of the game. And I've gone back and jumped in for a little session since then.
It was just
gameplay?
like Steam. Done.
Crouch.
Scary Steam, and don't love it. Don't love
Not
it.
many people do.
It looked presented to me like Dead Space.
Well, absolutely. In every way. It's the developers of Dead Space.
But it's not?
No. Well, it is, and that's the problem.
It's a spiritual successor
thought
by the
everyone
same
loved
people,
Dead
but
Space.
under a different...
Everyone loves Dead Space
Yeah.
because Dead Space is a good video game and this is a bad video game.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like because it's the same developer, it was always shaping up to look like a clone of Dead Space. Changed just enough to get away with it. But because it was some of the key development team that were working on this, you're like, well, it's their game too.
Okay.
So EA's doing the remake next year, but Callisto Protocol is the spiritual successor with some of the key creatives still attached to it. And we hope it works. We hope it's better than what EA do.
Safe
with
to
the
say,
remake.
everyone was holding out hope that this would be the better game because it's like, we don't like EA, we like these developers and their
And also, it's
initial idea.
been quite a while since Dead Space. So, like,
Yeah.
let's take the lessons we've learned, let's apply some new things, and
Or forget
get
them
a
all,
great game.
apparently.
And all the way up until release, we were all convinced this would be great.
Yeah. I was pretty sure I would enjoy this, and I was trying to force myself to enjoy it as I struggled through the first few hours, and part of that is definitely due to the technical performance. There was a patch, didn't fix anything.
There was an
Oh, it didn't?
article from them saying that they fucked up the release. Like, apparently
Yes.
the developers massively went, we pushed the wrong one out by
They
mistake.
just they released they made an error in the code before they released the public code.
For the PC build.
For the PC build only. But it still has a bunch of like bad shader loading, which the biggest problem with that is that, every time it's loading shaders, the game hitches, and it will load shaders when new objects appear in a scene, and a new object appears in a scene when a jump scare happens, and every jump scare is ruined.
Wow.
So all of the tension that it's trying to build, and I don't think even if it was running smoothly, it effectively builds tension. But even the little bit that it does is totally lost in the technical performance of this game. And then outside of that, I'm happy to look past like some technical problems if the core of the game, the heart of the game is good and the development team are aware and are working on it and stuff. But the core of this game is so dated. It's like a really dude bro-y story from the mid-noughties, early noughties. Like, it feels like Gears of War in its in how in depth its story is, and how much nuance there is to in a dialogue sequence, or it's like character says the thing they're gonna do, and character says, "I'm bad and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, dude," and he's like, "Whoa, man, don't beat the shit out of me," and then that's the story.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he's found himself on a prison planet, crash landed, then gets taken into the prison incorrectly, and has to fight his way out when an infection turns everyone into monsters. That's kind of the basic story.
Yeah. The setup is that they've taken to a moon of one of the fucking planets, probably Jupiter. Jupiter's got too many of them. And it's got a massive prison on it, and you're imprisoned as the outbreak happens. But the story is discovering how that outbreak happened. So I won't go into that, but it's not a new, interesting, good story. The combat is the thing that it then kind of shaped, framed itself as being the differentiator between Dead Space and this. Was melee is a really big part of the combat, and that was interesting to me in kind of seeing how that would play out. It almost looked like, without playing it, it almost looked like it had a system similar to a lot of third-person action games that are, a Souls-light kind of approach to combat, but it is not that at all. It is enemies run at you, you hold a direction, and you dodge. If you're holding that direction, it's not a timing thing at all. It's just...
I saw that. It's kind of just hold the stick, and
Yep.
the character will
Yep.
end up doing the dodge.
Yeah, but you can't dodge the same way twice, so it's about going left, right, until the attack opportunity opens up, the window in their attack animations open up, and then you can attack. And you can upgrade your baton to attack quicker and do more damage and that kind of stuff. You can upgrade your guns to do more damage and have more ammo capacity, all that stuff. There's kind of like light RPG mechanics built into it, like there were with Dead Space. and there's the stasis system as well. So I've seen people using all of the functionality of the combat in interesting ways of melee, stasis throwing things, firing the gun. The gun is kind of built into the melee system in that as you're meleeing, if you get a combo off, a reticule will pop up on screen, and then you can go left trigger, right trigger to like insta shoot, basically. So it's just saying like you get a bonus gunshot attack, as opposed to just trying to aim down sight and get precision hits, which again adds a little bit to it. But the big thing that it does, and I actually think it is interesting as a combat system. I've never played anything quite like it. It is unique and it's fun at times, but what it does do is turns every engagement with a scary enemy into like it becomes not a frantic sequence of events. It becomes a systematic thing.
Yeah.
It's like, we do the dodge. It becomes like, we've been talking about like, you don't know that we've been talking about things like Sifu and stuff, but like fights become a puzzle, and a really simple puzzle, but one that every engagement is identical because with individual creatures because they attack in the same way.
And you're now looking through that creature's design and scariness because you're watching that dance.
That's that attack pattern. Yeah. That creature is that attack pattern.
Not to mention, a big thing that I wonder if this plays into it is often Dead Spaces and similar games, you're trying to keep everyone at a distance because when they get on you, it's like, fuck, it's right on top of me. Whereas looks like almost every enemy you're encountering in this game is like, come up to me
already
and
on you.
Get on me so we can do this dance. And by that stage, it's lost the fear factor.
With Dead Space, which obviously, like, you got to make the comparison. It's stupid not to. You're trying to cut limbs off. It's scuttling around the place. So there's all this tension. It's coming for you, and you're trying to hit moving parts of it. You're trying to flip your welding gun to vertical and horizontal. Like, there's all this.
You want it there, maybe there, but
it's
not
like,
here.
There's too many things happening at once that create that level of like, I don't know if I'm going to get this thing before it gets me, whereas this is like, I need it to get me first and then do the thing.
And there's environmental stuff. You can kill things at a distance by stasis grabbing them and throwing them at like,
that was in all the trailers, which looked amazing. But
tear them apart. But yeah, there's really not a new idea in this at all. It's pretty in that it's built in a modern engine and has modern lighting techniques, but it is not a pretty game or an interestingly designed game. I've maybe encountered one or two vistas where I've been like, I see some beauty in it, but for the most part, it's confusing metal corridors. Yeah. So it's
I feel
disappointing.
bad for
in a lot
the
of ways.
devs, man. That must be so frustrating, and for a bug to go out like that destroys all of the scary stuff in it. It must be just.
Again, I don't think the technical problems are. It's a problem, but that's not what's wrong with the game. The game.
And by
is
all
not
accounts,
fun.
the console versions have been running relatively smoothly.
Yeah,
I think.
it
So
was
this is just the
specifically
PC.
the PC
I think.
version.
I don't think it's so much that they are cursed by a bug. It's that the game design is flawed for the type of game they're trying to make, which is a scary survival game. It doesn't
So
feel
keen for
like
Dead Space Remake, though.
Keen for Dead Space Remake.
They've set up the cards perfectly for EA to swoop in now and hit the nostalgia button for everyone to go, I like Dead Space.
Yeah.
Cut off the nostalgia limb.
There it is. There it is.
What else have you been playing?
Well, yeah, just quickly, I'm always playing Halo, but I will talk quickly about Halo tonight to you all, and you're going to suffer it, because there was a patch last night. There was a drop pod, they call them, which is it's just a big patch. They do big patches, and this is kind of the goal for them to seasonally have drop pods coming out every couple of weeks and actually be a live service game. This is the first time they've done one of these things that makes it feel like the live service is starting to come on. We don't actually expect it to be a live service game until March next year.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Start playing the footage, Will. The people need to see it. I wasn't going to say the pit. This is just footage.
He has key phrases. You got to hit him.
The pit. Thank you. One of the big things they did was drop a new map randomly.
Oh, wow.
How cool. Like, they teased this map a little while ago, and they were still working on it. They showed it at the last major esport tournament, but it wasn't ready then. But they hadn't set a release date, and this is the kind of thing that is exciting to the community to go like, hey, we just put the map out. It's out now.
Yeah.
They put so this patch overnight was this map is now out. It is a remake of a classic Halo 3 map, so it's one of the best designed maps that Halo has had in terms of like
I'm trying to recognize
the symmetry and it used to be yellow.
Did it used to be like a yeah, and it used to have warthogs that could go in a U shape around the back? Okay.
No vehicles. It was a competitive map more than a big. It's not a big.
Did it have a hidden sword down a little thin corridor right down one end? Under where they are now?
No, there's an overshield.
Man, I never played it.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be a sword.
No.
It's a weird conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played this Halo thing.
Is it good?
It's
Was
good.
that
Yeah.
guy in that
the
movie
map
that we
is great.
saw that time?
The map is great, and there's a playlist for it that's just the map.
Yep.
So all the game modes cycling through on the map. But the other things they did, they've done some big upgrades to how mouse and keyboard feels as well, which was a big problem, like keeping the PC gaming community in. Where they've tuned some of the settings to make it feel like you can be more competitive with mouse and keyboard because you're competing against controllers with aim assist.
Yeah, right.
And,
Right, so
and
I was
because
just
time,
about to ask, do they do like separate lobbies or whatever, but it's just everyone all in together?
yeah,
Wow.
totally. And you can I can mid-game swap between the things where like a COD, you choose your input device before you search.
Okay.
Not anymore, I think.
Oh, really?
With
That's
COD,
all
I
mixed?
might be right in saying I think that COD now is all crossplay. I haven't seen the ability to switch
world.
between inputs anymore.
Oh, no.
Maybe
I don't
not
think that's right.
Maybe
I
it's
think PlayStation
maybe
could've,
multiplayer,
yeah.
but not Warzone and DMZ.
Right,
Anyway,
okay.
sorry, because they want to keep player base big.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, it's just like work on the code to make the
But you play with
this
the
idea of
controller,
decent.
right?
Yeah, I play with controller.
Yeah, okay, so this-
Halo is very much a controller game to me. And they released a custom games browser, which was kind of sorely
Yeah,
needed
cool.
after Forge released. And the only way to kind of get with people to play these custom games, which I showed last time I talked about this, was knowing people, being in community discords and organizing it through that. Whereas now they've released kind of the version 1 of it because it wasn't coming out until season 3, which is in March next year. But they're like, we put that out as well because we can see how necessary it is while Forge is popping off right now. So now you can jump on an online search for games in the interesting Forge custom game lobby
Right.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's,
And you said monthly? They want to do these drop pods?
yes, that's
Yeah,
the idea.
that's
But
the idea.
I don't expect that we'll see anything from them until season 3 in March next year.
Yeah,
But
cool.
it's
And the idea that a drop pod would contain some patch.
a map and a
and a
gun and whatever.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
things, some new additions to the sandbox.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Hey, Josh, little splash of that Shiraz, if you got it. Yeah. Thanks,
He
buddy.
came up to the mic. I'm involved. What do
Yeah.
you need?
That is
Wine.
That is
You remember that
not
off
his
Shiraz
job.
that
I
Nick-
know it's not his job, but like I can't leave my job. Like, you know, this isn't a. This
I
is.
mean,
this
you-
is a
you
Ben
could-
Dixon
Billy
dad
card.
We'd
calling
be
situation.
fine
It's
without
not a
you.
Ben Dixon Billy cart race.
I won't make
used
you
to say.
pour it like a fucking. But it's just a splash.
Just a splash.
That's going to be the name of my
Little to the
family's
left, little to the
winery.
left.
Just a splash.
Just a splash.
Yeah.
Because we all say
Wait, you're
that.
scared you're gonna fucking run out? Pour a real glass. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, the twist at the end.
That was
Well, I'm
nice.
ordering.
That was a nice
He's coming
touch.
back.
So this week,
No, good.
He's coming back.
He's coming.
this week I played 2 video games that were new. One hotly anticipated. The second, never even heard of it.
Ooh.
Let's start with the most disappointing one. The hotly anticipated one. The game that I thought I was going to love. Marvel's Midnight Suns.
The pit?
Yeah.
The Pit.
The pit. Well,
Hey, well.
So Marvel's Midnight Suns is the pitch that we were given as we, the gaming community, was XCOM with Marvel.
It's
Yeah.
the developers of XCOM?
It is.
Yeah.
It's Firaxis and the XCOM team. They. I was listening to an interview with the game director, and he was like, "We were going to make the next XCOM, and then Marvel called and said, "Do you want to make XCOM with Marvel characters?" And we were like, "Sure." That was 5 years ago, and he was
In
like,
that
"We could have
time.
made 2 XCOM games in this time."
Oh, wow.
But
are you not happy with this game?
no, he is. No,
Okay.
he is happy with it. He was just like, it's just much bigger than anything we've done.
Sure.
The reason that it is bigger is that there's a heavy story element in this, and there isn't normally in the XCOM games. So the pitch we got was XCOM with Marvel characters. It's like true but not true. They basically play tested a lot of what XCOM would be like with a Marvel character, and they were like, okay, cool, let's just replace all the XCOM characters with Marvel characters, because there's a map, you put in some Marvel heroes, there's some enemies, and then all the Marvel heroes have abilities. Let's see how this goes. And it's like, well, it's weird for Iron Man to like shoot a rocket, and he has a 78% chance of hitting. So let's remove that. Also, it's strange that Captain America is cowering behind a rock. So let's remove that. We don't want that to happen. Also, these people can't die, so let's remove that. And then they were like, suddenly we took out all these bits that were, you know, heavily identifiable XCOM.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, this isn't an XCOM game anymore. So what this is annoyingly a really good tactics fighting card-based whatever game. Like, the gameplay is really, really good. You get dropped.
So annoying.
Yeah, isn't it really annoying when games are great? You're dropped in a very small map like this, and you have a selection of heroes, and then you have like 6 cards or whatever that get drawn. Those cards are all abilities. You have a certain amount of like points to use to play those cards, and then some of those cards provide like another heroic currency that activate other cards and that sort of thing. Some of these cards are attack. You can move a character around to like reposition them to then do like to be able to like, you know, some attacks are like you hit this person and then that attack has a knockback, so you'll knock that that enemy into another enemy and you'll kill that or whatever. So you want to get in the right position to be able to do that. Some of these
crowd control brawler kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's very much about like, how can I maximize my abilities to hurt as many of these people as possible? And the way that the enemies are sort of broken up, there's like grunts who are just like, any hit you do to them will kill them. So any damage will kill them. And then there's ones that have health bars that you need to sort of chip away at. There's also sort of like more super abilities that characters have, which are really, really good. And there's an ability called Quick on cards, where basically if you get a KO on a character, on an enemy, you get refunded the cost of that ability point, so then you can play more cards. So there's lots of good, interesting tactics in there. I think it looks really good. Like, the animations are really fun. A great thing about it, which is something that I find really annoying about XCOM, is when you launch into an XCOM map, the first like 5 or 6 turns are just like moving your people up, and the aliens are coming up, and you move up, and they come up, and it's like
It's like a bigger chessboard where you're just trying to meet
it's like
in the middle.
We're trying to just. Why didn't you just dump me in the middle? This game's like, nah, we're just gonna dump you right there. You're next to everybody. Like, have at it.
Yeah. Nice.
And so all of that is really great. Unfortunately, it is completely bogged down by the other half of this game, which is set at the Abbey, which is where the Midnight Suns team live. It's like, you know, Stark Avengers Tower or whatever.
Sure.
And it's a sort of like
There it
wander
is.
around, talk to people, find things that you can use to upgrade cards. Like,
because you've made a hero as well.
So
You've joined the team.
Yeah, Lilith is the big bad, and she's like a demon. And then you have a daughter, and Lilith has a daughter called the Hunter, who has been dead, basically, and you get resurrected, and that's you. There's a pretty rudimentary character creator. You put together the character, and then you join the team. And so you're meeting all the like cool Marvel characters. They all feel a bit like it's very deliberately not being the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I feel like in doing that, it kind of ran away from being identifiable in any way, and they're all just kind of like, they feel very one note.
I think it's tricky when you start using all the actors' likenesses and stuff. That becomes a very expensive endeavor.
And they weren't allowed to do that at all. And it's also like, instead of,
But then go Guardian style and go and make them their own personalities.
yeah, like they don't want to be like
last year.
They're not trying to like make a Robert Downey Jr. look-alike and make the vibe the same. He's a different kind of Tony Stark.
Oh, you mean like entirely different character?
Tonally and stuff. Like,
Right, yeah,
but
okay.
but he's also just like, they're all a bit just kind of, they all just feel a bit like the same quippy whoever.
Sure.
They're all a bit, you know, comic booky.
Is the footage we're looking at, is this green and white character the main hero?
The one in the background is the Hunter, and that's Nico, who is
okay, so
from
these
the
are
Runaways.
existing characters.
Yeah.
No,
So
but the one in the background is the Hunter that got made.
you.
Someone's made that.
Oh, right.
character.
Yes. Okay. Got it. I was like, I don't recognize him.
No. So the reason that I'm not enjoying this part is it is so much talk. It is so much just like run around, have these conversations, try to find these upgradables to be able to upgrade your cards and stuff. And it just feels really like it's funny. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim had this, but the reverse, which was all I wanted to do was talk to characters and do the story, but occasionally I would have to do this really annoying tactics game.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, the gameplay thing is really bogging this down. I just want this batshit time travel story. And this is like, all this stuff is really bogging it down. It's all just a bit blah to me. There is so much of it. It's literally like, I've seen estimates of like 50 to 70% of the game.
Yeah, wow.
I played 4 hours of this game. I had 3 real battles. And it's like, that sucks. Like, that sucks to me. And particularly because I think that the fighting stuff is really good. Like, I would take that. Don't give me any context. Just drop fucking... let me just pick Marvel characters and dump them in a thing and...
Nude them up, put them in a mech.
Exactly.
You're good.
De-age them, nude them up. Yeah, so it's really disappointing to me.
I want to know what you think about. I find it so strange that I haven't played this, but everything I've seen a lot of footage of it. The idea of it might be comic book accurate, but the Abbey and all the footage I've seen of it is like Wolverine, Blade, Doctor Strange, all these like very interesting characters, like lulling about on leather couches and fireplaces in this very humdrum. I'm sure it suits the setting and what the story is, but I want them running around a tower being superheroes, being like the world.
That is the other part of it is that like this is the first time that Firaxis have done this kind of storytelling in a video game, and they're using, I think they're using their XCOM engine, and it is really basic. And so it's just so. The cutscenes have no energy or personality or whatever, so it's like you get to it and it's just this like you just hit a brick wall. And so the reason they're all lulling about is because it's like we can't make them do anything. Like they all just stiltily walk.
But I mean, in the
They
setting
should just be like cheekily making out in the background just for a bit of fun.
100%.
But even if they were in a big, shiny, stark tower where it looked like a lot of work was being done to save the world, they're all in a renovated church, just chilling out on chaise
but I
lounges.
don't mind
It's
that.
like-
This is cooler to me than all that
I find
stuff.
it weird.
That stuff to me always feels really like a bit like...
I'm not saying it's a better idea. I'm just saying I thought that was the strangest thing to sell me on this game, and it just I haven't.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I
thing
get what you mean. It feels like random like frat house vibe.
Well, the thing about it, and we'll feel free to pipe in if
shoot and pull in the background.
if I'm wrong on any of this, but it's very much more a magic Marvel thing than a superhero Marvel thing.
Okay,
Like the superhero, they're all superheroes, but they're like the magic occult superheroes. They're not Tony Stark, Captain America. They are in there, but like
Tony Stark.
That's Tony Stark. But you know what I mean? Like it's going
yeah.
for a funny thing in this interview I was listening to as well. They were basically like, Marvel were like, what story do you want to tell? And Midnight Suns is a comic run, and the dude and the head writer and the game director are massive comic nerds, and they were like, we want to do Midnight Suns. And he said there was just this pause on the other end of the line, and then the Marvel exec went, really? And he was like, no, I totally, because there's all these characters that no one knows about that we want to be able to tell stories with. And then he's like, but game development takes forever. So that was 5.5 years ago. And every year, we've just been watching Marvel movies come out that are using more and more of these characters. Like, Doctor Strange is becoming more and more of the thing.
Right,
Agatha, like, it was like,
Yeah,
who
right.
would have fucking thought that Agatha would turn up in anything? And then she becomes one of the most iconic Marvel villains in the last sort of 5 years. And so he was like, by the time we got to us, it was like, they took 70% of our ideas. Yeah, which was funny. So yeah, maybe Marvel fans would really like it. Will, you haven't been playing this one, right?
No, like tactics and card-based stuff has never been my jam, but being Marvel, I could have jumped into it, but so my logic was to watch some of the cinematics and see if they got the characters tonally, and like they do, but it's so surface level that even that wouldn't get me through the game, I don't think.
And it's like a 50-hour game.
So what you
And
guys
that's
need to
because of the
organize
story.
is a little handing off save file action.
Yeah,
Play the tactics. We'll play the
call me in an
story,
hour.
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
save that, share that.
That's a great
save file, and
idea.
you're good to go.
And like it's a 50-hour game. If the way that it's portioned out at the moment stays true, that means there's probably like 15 hours of gameplay. 15 to 20 hours.
The number of lines was like 650,000 or something.
Yeah, it's
was
ridiculous. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Which is
Ben's
normally,
playing it, I'm sure
like
he's
you
playing
would
it.
normally
He loves
applaud that commitment to storytelling, but if the storytelling is bad, then
It's bad, and it also just feels unnecessary. It's like you're not really telling a story. I mean, they are telling a story, but a lot of this is just like incidental conversations while you're leveling up relationships with characters, and it's like,
okay.
oh no, I'm not looking for that.
it's not like furthering the narrative or giving
It's not like
us
the Guardians
meaningful
game where I'm
information.
like, talk to me all the time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me everything. All I
Every
wanna hear.
conversation is some nugget of their
Steph,
past.
yeah.
There's
Exactly.
even some what's the series Dragon's
Dragon's Age.
There's even Blade. He's just even doing hand on hip. There you go.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the
was
Game of
that Dragon
Thrones
Age
game.
2?
It's
No,
Game of
that
Thrones.
was the Game of
Oh,
Thrones
Game of
game.
Thrones.
But it's
Yeah.
even these conversations back, forth, hand on hip, sassy Blade. There you go.
Rook2H7 says, I actually love this game. It's the Marvel Persona game. That's definitely what it's trying to be. It just doesn't feel like it to me at all. It doesn't have the personality of a Persona. It doesn't have the fun of a Persona.
It does look
Yeah,
sassy,
so-
doesn't it?
Blade does look very
He's
sassy.
And
Huge.
there's no
He's serving right
skirmish mode, just do battles.
Not like
a
that's a good
multiplayer
question.
mode.
I should check, but
I've watched a few reviews and no
Yeah.
one's really pointed it out, and I've
Yeah.
been curious if there is a hey, I just want to play a few random battles to see if that's fun.
I mean, it's sitting on like 80 on OpenCritic. I was listening to a podcast last week, and they were saying that 2K, who publish this, do a good job of putting their games on phones. I would love to just see this game on a phone that is just the card game. Like, just give me the like battle game, because the battles are really fun. So yeah. Anyway, disappointing because it's not exactly. It's more of the things that I didn't want. But the complete other end of this spectrum, game I never heard of. Literally heard of it this morning. Play the whole thing. $4. Takes an hour to finish. There is zero talking. Pete, you will love this game. It is called Super Kiwi 64.
Lovely.
It is basically Banjo-Kazooie.
I've
Oh
seen
shit!
It is
this. Wait till you see what he does with his nose.
just joyous. So you play as a little Kiwi bird. The Kiwi bird has a backpack, and in the backpack there's a little fan that helps you go faster. There are 6 levels, and I think this is the first level. They all look like this. They're all kind of this size. Well, they don't all look like this, but they're all this sort of size and kind of layout
The
thing.
backpack has wings.
The
'cause
backpack
Kiwi
has
has
wings.
no wings.
And then you can use the fan to go faster or slower, and then it also has a little dash with its beak, and it can burrow into the wall to then wall climb and go up and up higher, higher, higher.
That's
Fuck yeah.
so
I played
cute.
this as part of the Steam or the demo.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And isn't it just
yeah.
delightful? The movement.
I think I played this one level. Like that's all they had when they had. The
I'm sure it
demo
is
for
because it's the first level, so it is it plays better than Banjo-Kazooie. Like control wise, it just like feels.
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
if it-
you'll let me know. But for $4, it's 1 hour.
Steam Deck. Mwah.
What's the music like?
Yeah. The music is really good. Will, can we get it? Can we get it? Our beaks wet?
It's just like perfect callback. Old school little.
It's really everything about it just feels like. And then there's this shit, and I'm like, there's something else going on in this fucking game.
Oh, but that's what I'm telling you.
But yeah, I love it. It is just and the idea behind it is that every level there are 6 gems to collect, and there are 6 different things you need to achieve to collect those gems. One is collect cogs, one is break X amount of objects, one is fly through the rings, blah blah blah.
Yeah, nice.
And it's just a little collectathon.
It's
and
not it's not a Kiwi developer, is it?
it's a good question. I don't know. But every level takes like 10 minutes to play. So you're kind of looking at like an hour. And yeah,
Yeah,
there it is.
nice.
It's so charming. Like $4, like I cannot recommend this high enough as just like a really wonderful way to spend an hour.
Yeah, awesome.
Super, super cute.
Well, I'm definitely going to play that.
Yeah, yeah. I think you'll like it. Super Kiwi 64. It's on Steam, and I think it's on Switch as well.
I love
You
that.
should
Switch game.
get the rare replay because Banjo-Kazooie plays really well because it came out on 360.
Yeah.
So it actually feels awesome with a controller.
Yeah,
Feels
right.
sick. Get Banjo to play it. It's Banjo.
He will love it. He
It's
will
Banjo
love it.
playing Banjo.
I've got the collection.
Yeah, rare replay.
Yeah. Is
Banjo.
it on Game Pass?
Rare replay might be in there. Yeah,
It should be.
be,
Actually.
Yeah,
They own them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess
Don't
in theory
they?
it is.
They own Rare. Yeah. They are? Yep. Yep. There you go. The fucking esports guy knows.
Yeah.
What's that about?
They what are they fucking speed running? They were speed running rare replay down at Order, were they?
Yeah?
I'm just esports guy now. Is that
That's all you are to be Josh.
hey, and wine guy.
And wine guy.
He brought the wine.
You could be more than one thing, Josh.
All right. Gus, talk to me about what you've been playing this week.
Yeah, I played a game that's been out for a few years, but there was some DLC for it. Far Cry 6, The Pit. there it is. Far Cry 6 had some DLC, The Lost Between Worlds, which is, I believe, I'm guessing their last bit of DLC for the game, because there has been a series of run mode roguelikes that were released that were callbacks to Far Cry 3, 4, and 5. And this is 6's version of a roguelite. And I saw the trailer for it, and it was rather eye-rolling inducing, because I was like, what is going on here? You got Far Cry 6, you've got these serious characters in a fantastic game that kind of felt like Far Cry doing its...
Did we say serious characters? One of those dogs had a gun on his back.
That's right. But it was them doing what Far Cry, I think, has always been about. Tropical islands, dictators, rebellion, all that kind of stuff. And so Far Cry 6 was sort of almost a best of. It had honed all its systems. And then they're like, oh, we've got a roguelite wave mode kind of game coming out. And I was like, cool. And then they're like, the trailer comes out and it's aliens. An alien spaceship or craft has crash landed on Yara, the island, and you play as Danny Rojas, and your character goes and meets this sphere of an alien ship, shoots a gun at it, because that's what you do when you see an alien ship, shattering that ship or orb into 5 different pieces.
What a gun.
And then you meet the sassy sassy alien corporal, what do they call itself? It's like a floating ball of light. Corporeal.
I'm Corporal Alien Ball.
I'm Corporal Corporeal.
A floating ball of light with a bit of sass that tells you, hey, you need to get all the parts of my ship so I can escape and save the Earth from exploding. And that is the premise that sets you off on these runs through what are essentially like a branching tree path to get to each of these 5 shards. You do that by traveling through rifts, which are the nodes in the mind map of getting to each end state of each run, and they are levels. They are all themed differently. And each one is a different kind of spin or remix of Far Cry's world, done with a very trippy out there style. So, for instance, you set off and it branches into 2 rifts, and you take the left path or the right path. One will take you to a maze full of crazy enemies that you need to work your way into the middle of to find 2 more portals, and then you jump into one of them and it branches off again. It only does that 2 times each, so it sort of frays into, or maybe once or twice, and it sort of creates a bit of a mind map. I believe those rifts themselves randomize, so on different runs, full reloads of the game, they will change up.
You mean the shard locations?
The locations, I think the rifts you go through to get there change up a little bit. So
right,
I think
the nodes on the map to
correct.
get to the shard.
They might change up a little bit. So people will have a slightly different experience. And yeah, they all have a slight spin on them. So one of them is swimming underwater the whole time, trying to keep your breath by swimming through air bubbles to get to the end while sharks attack you. One of them has a giant drill that's coming down that you have to avoid. One of them you have to kill enemies to keep the sun from setting while you make your way to the end of the level, because if the sun fully sets, you die. So they all are just... Basically, it's like the developers of the game have finished and go, what do you want to do?
Series of mini games, anyone?
Mini games, take the assets that we've built these worlds out of and just go trippy with them, because they love doing that.
Ubisoft's thing these days is basically create a platform with every game. Like, Assassin's Creed comes out, and it's like, all right, here's Assassin's Creed, and here's a roguelike, and here's a completely new game with Ragnarok, and here's this other dungeon crawling whatever thing with it. And the same with this, where it's just like, all right, what game do you want to put in Far Cry now?
Yeah.
But they had some success with the roguelites that they had previously with the like journeys into the minds of the 3 villains. And so I think they sort of got their feet wet with that and went, well, we can do a slightly more realized version here by creating, it's got cutscenes, it's, I think it's 5 to 6 hours, so it's quite sizable, and it is paid for, so it's like, it's not free, it's like $25 or something on top of the game. So it's sizable, and it's interesting. I like the kind of remixiness of the levels. I do like what happens here. All the enemies are these sort of they're called shard heads, and it's all crystallized alien.
Shard heads?
Well, it's just like everything is sort of a shattered, crystallized aesthetic. So everything you can see here has all these gems and stuff. And the enemies themselves come in 2 flavors. They come in Arctic blue and Gatorade red. Red and blue. And there's this kind of tacked on mechanic
I
that...
think the blue one is called like Arctic Berry or something.
Is it? The Gatorade?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well done.
It feels really... It's really simple and almost uninspired, but it works, which is you have one button press that changes your gun from blue to red, and you just need to correlate that with the enemy type you're shooting
Do you
at.
need to be red gun to shoot red enemy or
Correct.
blue gun to shoot?
Yes. It sounds really basic, and it is. Kind of works.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
kind of a cool thing in a gunfight to go, shit, I need to quickly...
I need to be
toggle-
blue gun.
Yeah, I need to toggle between these two things here to take out the enemy types. So it's not very creative in that sense, but it's different. And yeah, essentially you'll go through, you'll get a shard, you'll go back to the home base, you'll maybe get an upgrade from the alien, and then you'll continue the runs until you get all 5 shards. The only other mechanic that's in there is there's a currency that you collect as you run through, and if you do die in one of the rifts, you have the ability to spend that currency to retry that rift instead of going all the way to the start, and I believe start from scratch again, potentially. Because it's a roguelite, so there's going to be elements of permadeath and all that kind of stuff.
Ubisoft seem like they're just in such a good place right now from a development studio perspective. I mean, not
Not
everywhere, but I mean like in that they have these major hit franchises and massive teams of studios all over the world that they can be working on a massive game and then be like, have kind of B teams that are like, okay, take this game and then just remix it and just see what you come up with. And for them to kind of come up with sort of versions of gameplay that are good enough to become their sort of own little thing is...
It's definitely like
is a rare
I
opportunity.
think it's an
for a
evolution of
dev
going,
studio.
don't just make more for the core game,
Yeah.
remix your game. That's a universal thing that's happening, I think, a lot.
I mean, I think it's a business model that they have almost been forced into, of going like, these games are so expensive to make. We are such a big company as an independent publisher. We need to use as much of this, use the
needs to exist for-
the whole deer.
Yeah.
Like,
But do you think this is getting the return for the amount of work that they put in?
well, they're charging $30 for this one. Like this isn't just
Free DLC to keep people in the world, to
Yeah.
keep people buying. People don't buy Far Cry 6 because it now has this.
Yeah.
This is for the people who bought it. Who, how can we keep some capital coming?
I
in
didn't
on
know about this
property?
one. I mean, I know Far Cry's big, but like I think something like Ragnarok did really well. Like Valhalla has just done amazing for Ubisoft across the board, and every piece of DLC that comes out has given it a boost. But something like Ragnarok, which is a paid one, is just like, oh yeah, like that. Ragnarok would have made much more of a profit because it was 70% of the game was already made. And they didn't have to put as much work into creating a new Assassin's Creed, but it's essentially a standalone Assassin's Creed. Like you convinced me, you talk about it in a video that you guys will see later on. You convinced me to get it. And I did last night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it works.
I don't know with Far Cry how successful it is by comparison. I think this, as much as I said at the start, I kind of rolled my eyes when I saw this because I do think from a design perspective, this is a bit easy to do. Like the enemies aren't that creative in terms of they're just faceless enemies. This is kind of an excuse to just go wild with the level design. Like there's some fun ideas in there, but holistically it's just like it's pretty ham-fisted at the start. It's like alien ship. Now you've got alien levels. That's an excuse to use portals. I can kind of see the code behind the idea, the creativeness of it. And I wasn't really captured by the idea of, ooh, aliens have invaded. It was like, no, this is an excuse to do trippy levels. And the trippy levels just happen to be quite a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Totally.
but I think as well, it's to your point, it's fun for the studio as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
to
yeah.
get to be like,
Because it wasn't like when they were making Far Cry, they're like, we're going to make Far Cry and then we're going to make this, and this. I reckon they would have just been like, all right, while this is happening, you guys just take this and see what you come up with.
yeah,
Noodle.
yeah.
Yeah,
The Far Cry team is probably working on Far Cry 7, while the Far Cry B team is making this side stuff.
That said,
Yeah.
it is almost tradition now for Far Cry to come up with ever since Blood Dragon for 3,
Blood Dragon.
they have...
Which absolutely was some kind of like drunk.
idea like what if we did
party
this
idea.
or so
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
get Michael
There's a-
Biehn in
yeah.
here or
Yeah,
something.
Let's make this just
Game
for
Jam.
us.
Well, that kicked
Yeah.
off for them what was the add-on or the
totally, yeah.
the end of life for that game's
Yeah.
add-on, because then 4 had like magical yetis in the
Yeah.
snow, 5 had a trip
They're
to
chasing that blood dragon hard.
5 had a mission to Mars, and then this is exactly, you're right, they are trying to sort of go, well, what is the fun, crazy thing we can do at the end? So in that sense, I'm not as critical as I sounded at the start to be like, sure, this is their like, and how do we just take everything from the design sandbox and go fucking wild with it? And that's what
Yeah,
they've done
yeah,
here,
yeah.
and it's,
I think even more than Valhalla, Far Cry 6 has had really interesting DLC and partnerships.
Well, I think
Because-
they're less precious about it, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't know that they're super precious. I don't know that they're super precious about Valhalla, where if fucking Pepsi came to them, they wouldn't take Pepsi's $10 million to put the character drinking Pepsi. That's the position Ubisoft are in. They would make that character drink Pepsi for $10 million.
Pepsi would just be written
Wow.
in diagonal Norse font.
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
But
Are you going on a quest to find a recipe for an energy, for a nectar that is...
And also, the
Pepsi?
Animus people are all drinking vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
they sold Far Cry 6 Rambo. They sold like
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
There's a Stranger Things
Like-
DLC, there's a Rambo DLC, there's a bit of everything in it.
Isn't there Destiny?
No,
There's a Destiny
that's in
skin tie-in
Valhalla.
for Valhalla.
You can now dress as a Destiny character in Valhalla.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bungie, Valhalla tie.
I don't know if that
I don't know how much
money.
money was in that exchange.
There's,
or if
there's
they
Assassin's
just, 'cause-
Creed like armor in Destiny.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it
the
was
thing,
simultaneous.
they've done it back
release,
and
yeah.
forth.
Assassin's Creed armor in Destiny.
Yeah.
Why, yes, Nicholas.
Is it
Yes,
good?
there
It looks
is.
pretty cool.
Because I can
The
see that
Warlock one
working
the
totally.
best.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
totally see
Well,
that
like
working.
it's Destiny-ified.
Yeah,
Before we
no,
completely-
Destiny do a great job at that.
Yeah.
Before we completely finish derailing on that stuff, I will say the skyboxes and the design of some of this is actually really stunning. Like, for how dark and moody it is, they have gone crazy with it and kind of shattered the universe, and there are some really beautiful sections of it. I will just say, Far Cry, as much as I've always played them, the shooting and the momentum and the amount of animation that is in the telegraphing of falling, reloading, getting hit, all that kind of stuff, it is never quite sat well with me. They over-designed it to the point that the game gets quite hard because you're fighting against reload animations, tripping animations, healing animations of like pulling fingers and putting cigars out on your arm. It's all cool to look at in a cutscene. Oh, sorry, it's all cool to look at in a trailer, but when you're trying to play, I think I'm just playing a lot of COD at the moment. It's like
shot in the face. You go.
you smoke or you smoke a cigar and put it out on your arm.
yeah.
It's all very fun, but it's also like getting knocked down by someone staggers you, and then the camera gun goes, I'm gonna stand up now, and it's like it's part of the immersiveness of Far Cry. But as I said, I'm playing a lot of COD at the moment, and so I'm trying to play this like a snappy
in
shooter.
this mode,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
more immersion
and I've
breaking.
never really found the shooting great in Far Cry. So I think that's the only thing. There is some cheap, as the difficulty ramps up because this is a roguelite, I do find myself fighting that from time to time. But outside of that, I think if you've done everything in Yara, this is definitely a last kind of like Hail Mary bit of content, and it's kind of cool.
Also, this has nothing to do with any of the content of Ubisoft games, but they've started going back to Steam. Like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is on Steam now and like massively on sale.
Really?
Like, they're putting all their shit back on Steam, which I'm glad about.
There you go. Aussie Manny says, but Goose, I love picking a bullet out of my skin after a tiger bite. Yeah, I think sometimes the animations don't correlate with the thing.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
like,
oh
no,
no,
it's funny.
someone hit you with a machete, pliers in your arm, and you're like,
Tigers
why? Yeah, tigers do.
Stephanie,
Hello.
what have you been playing?
Fortnite.
Good.
Baby.
Why is that a bad thing?
I don't know.
Since the new thing?
There's a new chapter of Fortnite, Chapter 4, and it is in a new engine.
And with a new map.
Yes. I think that's what happens every time there's a new chapter.
Yeah, even every season they've changed.
Well,
the,
they
maybe
changed things, but the chapters are
maps,
significant, like
Yeah, yeah.
completely
It's like a
redo.
total new map.
Yeah.
I jumped in this morning and it's like question marks everywhere.
Yeah.
Genuine question. What's their excuse for changing the map? Because hasn't it been like a rift?
Do you mean from like a lore perspective?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, Gus. There was a cutscene at the start with a weird alien person who said,
No, that's my game.
Geralt.
literally, like 5 words, "It's up to you now." And I don't know what that means, but there was like,
Neither do the
blah, blah, blah,
developers,
and then they
Steph.
terraformed the world. And I was like, what is there a story?
Was it
and
Mr.
why
Beast?
bother?
And then he gave you $10,000?
No.
10 million, Peter. Come on.
I don't know.
That rich?
But I was like, whatever, visual update. Fortnite doesn't really need to look good.
It's up
Yeah.
to you.
It's-
It's
Whatever.
cartoony. It's whatever.
I think it already looks good.
Yeah.
And it has a phenomenal ability to adapt to any IP that it wants to put into it.
Yeah.
So I agree. It was always like Fortnite's doing the thing it
Is
needs
it an
to do.
optimization thing?
And
But-
just to clarify, it went from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5?
It went from 5 to 5.1.
Okay.
It looks amazing.
It's stunning.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
visually
night and day. I was not expecting this much of a change. And it really showcases the new map environments because they've gone for a much more realistic kind of fantasy setting
totally.
of like beautiful autumnal
trees,
forests and like
no idea in there.
cracked breaking castles, and there's like beautiful flowers and foliage and stuff. Like it's weird that Fortnite looks as good as it
You
does.
can tell the lighting
Oh.
is just
So some of the new things
Way
that
better.
are in it is the new in the Unreal Engine 5. It's called Lumis or something, but it's basically Unreal Engine's version of ray tracing.
Okay, right.
It's global lighting. And so, because I turned ray tracing on and it chugged. Like I went down to 60, and having played Fortnite usually at like 110 frames, 120 frames, going down to 60 is pretty significant. Turn that off, it still looks spectacular with the lighting from
So
Unreal
their
Engine
thing
5.
is kind of an optimized
Yeah,
version that takes less.
it's basically ray tracing, but you don't need an RTX card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It looks incredible. And I didn't think I would care about that, but it's really for a game that you spend so much time running around looking for items and things, you do really appreciate the surroundings, and it's still just as fun from a playgroundy kind of perspective, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
In terms of the kind of new additions, there's some new guns and stuff.
It's got flames on it.
Nothing particularly of note except for this epic hammer, which is kind of the new. Every season they now have a sort of a movement traversal item. So there was the web slinging from the
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
okay,
There was
yeah.
that weird Alex Mack squid
the
thing.
silver.
There was the fucking cow ball you got in the,
The
big
cow
gerbil ball,
ball.
but there was like
Yeah.
a cow on it.
Yeah, yeah.
This hammer.
This hammer, basically, you do a big, you do like kind of a charged hammer bonk, and it sends you like.
Because what else do you do with the hammer?
Yeah, exactly, and it sends you kind of, it propels you forward a significant amount, and you can chain up to 4 of them. It's got 4 charges, but after the 4 charges, it will recharge automatically.
Yeah,
Whereas
okay.
previously, all of those items had a limited number of uses. Then you'd have to discard it and find another one. So this is like once you find the hammer, you've got the hammer for the duration of the game, and you can just infinitely use it. Like
It also hurts.
Taking
like a
into account-
motherfucker.
yes, and then
Hurts
it is
you.
also
No, the-
it
oh,
is,
them.
but it's
Hurts
also a
the
weapon. So you can
Yeah.
do like
Is that it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
You can also have multiple of them.
Didn't want
So
it.
you can literally just have an inventory full of hammers that all have 4 charges and just use that as your way
Wow.
to get around and fight people.
How many guns can you have?
6.
You have 6 hammer slots.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You'd be hard pressed to find that many hammers, but like if you were lucky.
You'd be unstoppable because
Yeah.
the jump, you need to track the person as they're jumping. They
Yeah.
come down pretty fast.
Yeah.
When they hit you, like I was like half shield, full health, and I went down to like basically
two people
fucking
having a
nothing.
hammer off is a good time. It's,
Yeah.
it's very funny to
2
watch.
people bonking hammers.
2 people
But
bonking.
look how nice this looks.
yeah,
Like,
it's stupidly pretty.
yeah.
That Switch version's going to chug now. Reports in next week. I'll let
There's
you know.
now also this kind of zone capturing mechanic. I'm not sure if that's been in there before, but if you capture a zone by just being in that area for a certain period of time, it gives you the ability to see through walls, chests, other players, different things that are kind of useful to you. So it's worthwhile to like hold a point, and that's really cool. Otherwise, it's Fortnite. You know, they've got a whole bunch of new skins in there, including Geralt in the Battle Pass. So I'm gonna.
How far
Gotta
did you
grind
get
out.
through?
I'm so bad at Fortnite. Oh my gosh.
You don't need to be good at Fortnite. You
need
just
to-
need to
yeah,
be good
that's
at doing
the
the
thing.
quest.
I
It's
know.
go
And
fishing.
look, I've got friends who are good at Fortnite, thankfully, so they can carry me around. But it's like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard work.
Sentient Columbus, is it possible to find that many in a single game at once? I assume like getting the 6
Hammers?
lots of hammers. But like if
I
everyone's
was
doing
I was
that.
playing with a Vexier and he had 4 at one point.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because that's like the thing that
Hammer.
I know from Battle Royales is
And when you kill people,
exactly, everyone you kill is carrying good gear.
Yeah.
And if everyone's carrying hammers,
if you
you're
wipe
getting
out a
kills,
squad
you're
and the
getting-
squad all have hammers, which
Yeah.
is pretty likely,
You're there.
then yeah, you've got them all. Yeah.
The other piece of tech in this, which is pretty cool, is which I've never really had a problem with this in Fortnite, but in other games, definitely. It's basically like a text. I'm gonna get some of this wrong, but broadly speaking, it's like texture streaming. So with texture pop-in, Unreal 5 should stop that basically altogether, because what it does is instead of like popping in a texture, it loads in the thing that has 4 billion polygons,
Yeah.
and then just
thing you're
basically
looking
the
at.
further away you are, it just compresses it, and then it just starts giving you a better version of it as you get closer to it. So it never needs to load in. it's already loaded in. You're just seeing a version of it that's like lesser quality until you start getting closer to it, and it just like magically adds more pixels.
Yeah, I don't think that is exactly right.
No, I think I
because
got
that's
it.
how the how it used to work was that, you know, what texture pop is when you're a certain distance away from something, it changes to a different file.
Yes.
And then when that's a much smaller file because it doesn't need as much detail because it's in the distance. The way the engine works now is it's still just the full res thing, but it's not like it's streaming more pixels your way. But I don't know what the back end thing of it is. But there's never a load point.
There's never a point
this
where
transition
like,
point
you
from
don't,
one
you don't
file to
cross
another.
over and it suddenly goes, oh, you're close enough for version 2.2 final underscore this one.
Yes,
make sure to
exactly.
use this.
Yeah.
Everything's there.
Master.
It's just some trickery is
Yeah.
happening to take the load off, having to have it always there.
And also, Bluey's right, the water looks fucking amazing as well.
The last thing I'll say is that I was playing with Rhys and Avexia, and we were just like frothing over how good the game looked, and we were just like, we were just stunned. And Rhys was also streaming, and I went over to his stream. And Rhys, who has an amazing PC and runs a dual PC setup for streaming, has the game on like, I would say equivalent to like original Xbox graphics.
Yeah, right.
Like I did not know the game could look this bad because he likes to be able to see everyone in the best possible way when he's playing shooters.
So the reason
and I was like, at what point do you sacrifice your enjoyment of the game because you're playing what looks like a game that's running on the PS2?
Yeah.
I will agree just with him that I loved Fortnite in the early days because it was quite stripped back. It was a pretty simple looking game.
I'm going to send you a screenshot of what he was looking at,
I'm
man.
sure there are
It is
people who
ugly as fuck.
turn their settings down. Like in PUBG, you could turn off foliage so you could see people lying in. You were lying in foliage, but when they're looking at you from miles away, you're just lying on a green block.
Oh my
I do
God.
get overwhelmed, and I mentioned this in Fortnite, by how
like
much they cram into it now.
It's flat green ground,
Yep.
orange pathway, blue sky, and then
Yep.
like original Lara Croft polygon characters. It's just so
I get it though. If I look at these games now, maybe it's me old eyes, but it is just a colorful, wonderful, beautiful mess. I'm like, I'm meant to try and watch out for people trying to kill me around this. Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I ju-
I'm not seeing that because I reckon that is a problem with the new COD. Is that everything is kind of muddy, and a dude comes around the corner and like visually, it's hard to register the difference between a player model and the world. Where Fortnite, I don't think has that. I think like players stand out pretty much in this like map.
I
this
agree, but
colourful
once
set.
you start
Like,
adding butterflies and lots of like,
you're gonna
ray
try and shoot all the
tracing-
butterflies.
Of course I am. That's one of the quests.
I did just update my glasses prescription today, and I was at the optometrist and I was getting my usual distance glasses, and I was like, I'd also like some like close-up glasses, please. I don't usually wear them, but when I'm playing Fortnite with my friends who are younger, I can't see anything. So can you help me? And she was like, I guess.
My 8-year-old plays that game. Here you are.
And what else have you been playing?
That's it. I know I had another thing on the list, but I played that and I fell asleep midway through playing it, so I don't really remember anything. So we may as well just move on.
A hearty recommendation. So the games we're talking about this week: Callisto Protocol, Halo Infinite Drop
Steph's
Pod, Marvel
week.
Midnight Sun, Super Kiwi 6, Far Cry 6, and blank and Fortnite.
Far Cry 6, Lost Between Worlds, and
Between
Kiwi
Worlds.
64.
Kiwi 64. Sorry. Yes. What did I say?
6.
You're right, because I wrote here Super Kiwi 6.
Yep.
Before we go to our break, we need to thank our sponsor.
we have to.
We have to, legally.
Which one?
It begins with a P and it ends with an X.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool.
Um,
Except for the
I
first
talked
one,
about
it's-
Duck Tide last week, everyone.
Yeah.
Pixel Beans Coffee.
Fuck. It's the first one. It's literally the first
All
one.
right, Dream PC. Okay. All right, take it off. What would you like to talk about, Peter?
Whichever one you want to, dude. I'm with you now.
Pixel Beans Coffee. Use the code BAGPOCKET for 20% off that sweet, sweet coffee bean scent.
Oh my god.
Dreamlike scent.
No.
Oh, shit.
The PC stands for perfect coffee.
I feel like we've been putting a lot of emphasis on the alcohol variation of our coffee beverages, which is our espresso martinis. We had them in the last 2 weeks show. And I saw the tweet or comment from the guys at Pixel Beans being like, here's the one we made, and we didn't use a filthy water bottle.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He's right.
He was right. Theirs looked much nicer than the one we had. But either way, it'll taste good using Pixel Beans coffee. Because
Pixel Beans, it really overpowers the alcohol.
how good is it when you do the little ready?
Yeah.
Squeeze it to the hole.
I would love, if Pixel Beans
do
are
that
watching
at
right now,
supermarkets.
if they're watching, and if they're not, I'll ask them. I would love to know what the point of the
The holes at the back?
the holes at the back.
It's because as coffee beans, like,
ferment.
no, they need to breathe, and they will continue. They will actually.
There's no breath left in that bag.
If you didn't seal it, it would explode. They are letting off some kind
Gas.
of. Yeah,
I think they release carbon dioxide.
I think so. Yeah, so they would explode if they didn't
Maybe
have the
not.
little holes at the back.
Is that
Yeah.
true?
But yes, they continue to.
It's why I don't wear underwear to bed.
Because she releases gas throughout the night.
You got to let it breathe.
Exactly.
And for
My mum
20%
told me
off,
that.
You gotta let it breathe.
She was like, you got to let it breathe.
You gotta let it all.
So when people wear underwear to bed, I'm like, what are you doing? Let it breathe.
This is a sponsored segment, and it's great.
They understand.
Everyone's
But they
parents say
wouldn't.
that to them, though.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You will explode if you wear underwear.
But yeah, that's why it's there.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I don't really know how to bring it back to coffee. Other than speaking of,
No.
Did we say?
speaking of grinding.
Did we say use the code back pocket?
Thank you, Josh. Huh?
Did we say use the code back pocket?
Yeah, use the code use the code BACKPOCKET for 20% off a Pixel Beans order. Cannot recommend it enough. Pixel Beans
You gotta do
coffee.
it.
Great coffee. Have it all the time at my house. And great packaging, great people.
Great packaging. I'd wear that on some undies.
Oh, yeah?
They
I have
did a
that
little-
on a fucking
That
beanie.
package on your package?
Not
They
to,
did
not,
a little-
not to bed, though.
Not to bed, though. You might
bed,
blow
not
up.
to bed. But if they made a little run of Pixel Beans undies, or Speedos, or
But we
breathable.
will be very clear. Pixel Beans not responsible for any exploding dicks.
Yeah.
You can't be held legally responsible for
But
that.
exploding
because
taste-
Steph told you,
Got to let it breathe.
That's what PC stands for. Penile combustion.
and that is definitely our cue to go to a break.
Oh my god.
Skateboard. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Shit. Shit, I don't know how I'm gonna get home now.
If you're a business that does online business online, then your online business needs Nicrotex. But don't take my word for it. Fuck. Meet Nicrotex.
By utilizing carbon-bonded tritonic RAM processing nodes in conjunction with cutting-edge peer-to-peer pseudo-random phased accelerated digital intermodulation, we are raising synthesized phase noise efficiencies by 300%. We decoupled semiconductor modules using open-source RX oscillating nanoharmonic quantum discriminators that bypass traditional hardwired XML circuits to allow optimal backend SSL multi-byte enabled BIOS buses.
You can't prove that doesn't make sense, so upload Nicrotex to your servers today. Oh shit, he's getting in mine. Oh shit, no.
Audio Jungle.
I know you like to... You'll design a custom pockety when we're playing games like this. But you didn't have time to do that today.
Oh no! Right on the reveal.
Oh, what the fuck? Petey, you're meant to be resting.
Also, talk about an amazing reveal of being like, I know normally you would have designed a custom pockety. He robots out, Sonic freaks out and glitches for 20 seconds, and then this
then that
abomination appears
appears.
above my head.
You've done the voice once before, Pete. Can you do Sonic's catchphrase in a pockety voice?
What's Sonic's cash? Oh, gotta go fast.
Yeah.
1 second.
Gotta go fast!
quite risque. No matter what you say, it's a sex thing. Put numbers on a line, and most of them are fine, except for 69, it's a sex thing. A golfer has a wedge, in cricket you might sledge, but if you try to wedge, you'll start a row. No matter what it is, it's gonna make you jizz, 'cause everything's a sex thing now.
Welcome back to the show. A big thank you to LucasHoratio, Tomhama, and Muso for Hire, and Nicrotex for the words from our sponsors and commercials.
One of my faves, that Tomhama theme
So
one.
good, isn't it good? I should really one day figure out how many Mars are in there.
No, he'll add more or change it. That's the thing.
You don't want to know.
Just
always
you got to free ball it like
in a
Steph in
trick
bed. All right, moving on now to our next segment. Now, it's our second last episode for the year.
Ooh.
Oh.
So we thought to quote Gus in a Game of the Year video that you're going to see over the holiday break, we'll just phone this one in.
Yeah, that's a good catchphrase. New catchphrases that we haven't quite come up with yet.
Because the Game Awards are on tomorrow.
And ours are done.
Our Game Awards are done.
Yeah, we shot a whole video that was like all the games we're most excited for next year, and all of the new announcements are going to happen tomorrow, and they won't be in our video.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so
Fuck
annoying.
you, Jeff
And all the people in
Keighley.
the comments are going to be like, what about blah? And we're going to be like, yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm going to be talking about like something that's going to get fully revealed tomorrow. And I'm going to be like, oh, it looks like it's going to be this. And then it's going to be revealed to be a card game version of the thing.
And it comes out at the end of December this year.
Yeah.
We're going to look like idiots. But tonight, we won't look like idiots. We thought we would go through some of the categories for the Game Awards, which are on tomorrow morning, I think around 11 o'clock or something. I should double check.
7:30 p.m. ET.
Yeah.
4:30 p.m. PT.
Yeah, so it's sometime tomorrow morning. And we would just go through them, pick some things that we think, like go through the category, see what's nominated. We'll each pick a game from that category that we think will win, and then we'll tally up after the things next week who got the most. And I'm happy to have anything we play for anything, but I do like the idea of our bet is always a compliment to someone. I think it's a nice
To the winner.
To the winner. Sorry, not just
anyone.
someone, not just a random person. Yeah. But if anyone would like to top that, you want to put $1,000 on the line?
I like the compliment
I
thing.
think it's nice.
Good.
I think it's healthy.
11:30 AEDT.
There you go.
Chat.
So,
There you know. They're gonna be watching.
the Game Awards. Now, before we start,
Okay.
because I think it's important to establish how we feel about the Game Awards before we legitimize them with our opinions.
We all make a noise about how we feel about them.
Yeah, sure.
That was
Okay.
yours.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, Dwight. How do we feel about the Game Awards being like the Oscars of video games? Do we feel like they're representative of the people, the masses, or is it more
Shilltown.
Shilltown. Peter, make a noise.
Jeff Keighley, Shilltown.
Mm?
Oh. Okay, cool. Pete, explain.
We have to explain our noises.
Yeah.
I was a little harsh with my noise, I think.
Yeah.
I think I like that they exist. I like having like tentpole events throughout the year that gamers can rally behind. I miss the big E3 discussion that happens. Like there's still stuff, but it's still it feels like it's still finding its feet. Whatever the mid-year thing is going to end up being,
Yeah.
it's kind of like still obscure. But Game Awards time of year is cool. I like it. But I do think based on the nominees for Game of the Year for this year,
Yeah, big time. It is swing and a miss. I appreciate that the Game Awards have gone through some wonky awkwardness as well. Like, I think they're slowly, year on year, becoming the established institution that we all want them to be. And it's been going through its awkward teenage years. So year on year, I'm always a little more impressed with how, like, it just feels a bit more of a staple. And, like, because I might be mixing it a little bit up with the PC or the other game show that Keighley does, which is the
Summer Games Fest.
Summer Games Fest. Because that's what that had Chick Hyderabot in it, didn't it?
No, that was the Game Awards.
That was the Game
That's
Awards.
the Game Awards.
And
Yeah.
Mountain Dew and stuff. Was that Game Awards?
That was
before
pre.
That was pre anything. That was
Purely
like
anything.
Oh no, but there was
Game
also
trailers
it was also a
days.
Yeah.
sponsor of one of the
Then
Game
it was the
Award
first
things. So I
Game
feel like
Awards.
it's been going through those awkward semi-sponsored chill out moments, and it's like. But I agree with you about the Game of the Year nominees. But I think they're getting more polished.
I think they are important for like bringing legitimacy to the industry for however important anyone thinks that is.
from an external perspective.
From an external perspective, for people to understand that video games are, as important as film. What I don't like, and I know that this is just one of those things that you can't avoid because one can almost not exist without the other, is I just don't think there should be an award for Game of the Year. I hate it. I don't think it's I don't think any two games are comparable in that way. Like, and the example I always use is like Rocket League and The Witcher 3. Like, as much as The Witcher 3 is one of the greatest games of all time for what it is, it's like, why isn't Rocket League? Just because it's a very different show.
Rocket League is perfectly executing the thing it's trying
exactly,
to do.
Yeah. It's a perfect
Arguably
game.
a more perfect game than The Witcher 3, even in terms of execution.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you feel this way about Best Picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, and I think that's why we're starting to get conversations around like foreign films and stuff.
Mango Lord TV.
Huh?
We just got a first-time comment from Mango Lord TV.
Walks in on this.
Walks in on man sipping wine in socks and sandals. Amazing.
Welcome, Mango Lord.
That's them sticking around being
Welcome.
like, I will watch this.
Patreon.com/backpocket.
Yeah, and even just
sample
like there was that funny like Will Ferrell, Jack Black thing where they were talking about being a comedian at the Oscars because like a comedy will never win Best Picture.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that any Jack Black, Will Ferrell film has been worthy of Best
School of
Picture.
Rock.
But
Nacho Libre.
But it's
Elf.
like
Will?
it's like there's a
That's the wine guy.
Esports guy?
the wine guy.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
For fuck's sake.
Anchorman. No, that's Will Ferrell.
That's Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Good.
but yeah, I don't think it's a fair award. I think that you should be awarding for specific categories and have a really broad range of categories.
Well, there's a lot of them, so we're going to get into some weirder ones. Not weirder, but different ones here.
Yeah,
'cause that's more
but
fun.
Game of the Year is heralded as this big thing, and I just don't think it's ever really
Agreed. Yeah.
an accurate representation
God,
of
you
the
fucking
best game.
speaking some sense tonight, Bendix.
Also, like,
It's also why I don't think game reviews should have scores.
It's also
All right, calm down.
That's why I don't win. Also, like, everyone's like, this is the thing that legitimizes video games, and it's like our Oscars. But I'm like, but everyone shits on the Oscars because of how, like, not corrupt, but how just like that's never a real representation of
Well,
film. And
but-
so it's like, well, we're getting ourselves to a level of, justified.
The only
award
thing I would
show,
argue
but-
about the Oscars, Best Picture aside, the rest of the categories are nominated by their peers. It's the guilds. So it's the Writers Guild, it's the Actors Guild. Like, it's basically, I am a professional and I'm at the height of my profession and I am nominating something that I think is excellent.
Yeah.
And the Game Awards are 100 journos and streamers and Jeff Keighley buddies going, we reckon this is probably the best whatever. And
to pick the noms or to pick the winners.
Yeah, and so it's 90%. So that's to pick the nominees, and then the winners are picked by 90% is that jury and 10% audience vote. It's like whatever.
But would anyone watch the Game Awards if there wasn't
Any
Game of the
audience
Year?
vote.
No, but that's fine. But it's more that I just go like
unionize,
and it is the union thing because it's like it really should be the artists who artists who work in video games who are part of a guild or whatever can put their input into this, because I'm much more interested in what 1,000 video game artists think is good art or visuals, as opposed to what 100 of Jeff Keighley's buddies think are good. Even though, and I realize the hypocrisy when I'm like,
Now
and we're
I'd
about
like
to
to
say
be
what
the
we
one.
think
Yes,
should win.
exactly.
But
And I'm a guy in socks and sandals.
I guess the idea is that they want it to be fully objective, so that nobody's like trying to vote for their buddy's thing, or nobody's trying to, and it'd be hard to do that.
I think your spin on it is that they're the ones in the industry. They have the know-how. They're the
more better art than
Make
I
it-
do. I'm a Philistine.
More better art.
Make it Guild Wars.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right,
and just
should we
think,
look
once they're unionized, the mafia can start putting money into the games
Hey, be
industry.
That's
pity if someone
exciting
came
news.
and
Yeah.
you know, messed up this little
Well,
Game Awards.
This little best sound design in a AAA video game.
Let him have it, boys.
It'd be terrible if this indie game fell off the dock. Let's take a look at the categories.
In a segment, we're calling.
Segment we're calling.
There it is.
Wow.
You'll love to see him.
Yeah.
I would like to
What
make
is
this
that picture from?
It's him when he was angry. He looked angry.
When
in
he
a
was
set.
angry.
No, it was a meme.
Jeff
but he was
Keighley
on the
doesn't
set.
get angry.
He was on the set next to the Doritos and the Mountain Dew, and for a split
Oh,
second,
that's
he
right.
dropped his
Yeah,
expression,
that's
and everyone
right.
was like, "Look
Yeah.
at this
It
photo
was
of
like a
how
frame.
angry he
He's
wants to
dead
be." It's
inside.
like
Yeah.
he was just like pausing while they got the lighting
resting
right.
his face.
And then
Also, he organized all this.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
He's making
He
the
got
bank.
$60,000 to hold that Dorito.
Yeah, he's
bag.
got fucking Mountain Dew to spare in that in Keeley manner.
But I want this to become a regular segment of Back Pocket
It
Predicts.
can't. It can be a yearly segment.
Okay.
We just predict things.
Oh, I love that.
So it's just the predicts
Oh.
template can be applied to other things. So think on that. But let's focus on this.
So you mean like weather?
The future?
Sure.
You mean
Let's
like when
start
people are
with
going
the
to
small-
die?
Let's start with the boringest thing. Well, that's now we're on.
Oh, should we
predict
do
deaths.
that?
Can we do that instead of this fucking video game awards bullshit?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Do you want to predict out the six of us? Okay, who do you think out of
First
the six
celeb.
of us would die first?
Would die.
Yes.
Will?
I feel like probably me because I'm just like
Fall through a manhole?
Yeah. I'm just
Classic old Mr. Magoo style.
chaotic and clumsy, and I'm just gonna fall off the edge of
All
something.
right, this is a list. Steph number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close second.
Yeah.
Close second,
Washed
wow.
away in your car.
Washed
tent.
away.
Washed away in a tent. Yeah.
crushed
Survives
by a
tent.
dam.
Finds incurable disease, dies the next day.
You found?
I find I have one.
You found it.
I found no. It's like I escape a really like dire situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I survived, and then a week later I'm dead.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah.
you're gonna have an Alanis Morissette death?
Isn't that ironic?
There is no universe where you are not murdered. It is inconceivable. Someone will kill you.
Yeah.
It is the way you will die, I promise.
Yeah.
And there is a really good chance of someone in this room.
It's in this room.
Yeah, it'll be me, and then it's murder suicide, and that's me next.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
so
yeah,
it's
cool.
Steph, Gus, Josh.
Josh.
Yeah.
Then did Will just agree?
Paul.
Okay, right, yeah.
Which host will perish first?
Perish first.
Okay, so then we've got Will, Pete, and me.
Yeah. I think I'm never going to die.
Yeah, you might live forever. You might learn how to
And-
fly.
and still, but you know what? Like, he never goes to the doctor. We're still on his parents' Medicare
So I can
card
never be
until
nice or
very
diagnosed with
recently.
anything.
Number 4 on
Like,
your
does not
Medicare
go to the
card.
dentist,
Sorry.
and he will
Oh, your big
100% live forever.
He totally will.
No, 'cause mum-
And you know what?
she's off it.
He
My dad's not on
risks
it.
death every night by wearing underwear to bed.
It's true. Stop breathing well then.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Yeah, I don't think you will.
You
though.
two will be on a retirement home balcony in a rocking chair, like trying to outlive one another.
Predicting
being like,
Jeff Keighley's
Yeah.
next.
Here's my thing. I made a deal to not die, so I've already
Okay.
I've put things into place.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I wouldn't be breaking any contracts
Steph,
if I
this all
died.
sounds stressful. I think you and I found the easy way out. Hold on to us.
Um,
But apparently Nick's going to die first with 60% of the vote.
What possible fucking explanation? Put in whoever
I think-
whoever voted for me. Write why you think that is the case.
I imagine they just see you offending someone, like, catastrophically.
That's him. I get away with it.
You
That's
keep
the
saying,
difference.
Until you
I'm
don't.
going to be murdered,
Until you
and then
don't.
what do? I crack it,
You
and
push
I murder
the envelope.
you.
Yeah.
You push the envelope until you piss someone off too
Yep.
much.
It's
Yep.
just the vibe.
It's just a vibe thing.
Nick will die from choking on his own foot
Because
in
of
his
who you
mouth.
are.
You'll die because I said
You'll
so.
s- you'll
Because
slip-
of who you are.
Cannibalism.
You'll slip
Cannibalism.
right through the sandal because your
Chokes on
socks are too
donuts.
slippery.
On
Too much
street.
You just get
confidence.
squashed into 2 tubes.
Baron Penn's first time on chat, I thought he was already dead. Wow.
Nah.
Sold his soul to the
Too many
devil.
donuts.
Cyborg at the future.
Nah.
Too many donuts.
We'll all be here at
enough
87
donuts.
going, and that's why I think video game reviews shouldn't have scores.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this took a fucking dark turn, so let's move to the video game awards.
Here they are.
Pick a category.
Let's check. Let's look at the board. Game of the year, best game
The
direction,
Rapists for 200.
best narrative, art direction, score and music, audio design, performance, games for impact. Pete, you take the next one.
I don't know where you got to, but I'm just looking at
Rose.
best family. Let's go for best family.
Best
Done.
family.
Done. Let's pick
Which?
the Ronalds.
Okay. Before we see
Yeah.
him, yeah. Best family video games. It's Atreus and Kratos.
That's a terrible family.
Not in the second game. It's much healthier. Would we say the COD boys?
God, boy.
Ghost and
Yes.
Soap and
And
We're like a family.
Mason.
Mario Brothers.
The Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers is
Yeah.
a good family.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a
Family.
good family.
The Mario Brother cousins.
Yep.
Yep.
The home must wait. Isn't this family-friendly games? No, it's best family in video
The Simpsons family from The Simpsons Hit,
Hit
and
and
Run.
Run.
Yeah,
Yeah, they all got away.
criminals.
Are we talking of all time?
Yeah,
This
sure.
is this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you
Oh,
can
yeah,
think of
but
this
we're
year,
making
sure.
bullshit,
But like,
yeah.
Oh my god, click on the
We've
tile.
moved on.
a couple
Fair.
of the
It's mad at me.
Marvel people would have made that list.
12 minutes.
I
12
would-
minutes.
Good call, Rob and
nice.
Gallagher.
Well
yeah,
done.
Perfect.
Yes, that's
Families
the
that
winner,
stick
12
together.
minutes.
I love we
Perfect.
made our own game out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so good.
But of
Family
course,
that fucks together,
that is not what
sticks
best
together.
family means.
No.
It means best family video game.
So, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, Splatoon 3.
Oh, easy.
It's missing
Easy.
Tinykin.
Oh, it is
Oh
missing
my god, it's
Tinykin.
missing Tinykin.
I fucking made that game.
That's a joke
It's
you'll get in a
Switch.
couple of
It's
weeks.
Switch Sports. Has to be. Family game.
Family game, yeah.
Switch
I would.
Sports.
But hang on, what is there a blurb for what they categorize as family
Yeah,
game?
because like
Is it just like rated?
Family
Because-
friendly.
Irrespective
versus,
of genre or platform, appropriate for family play.
appropriate for family play.
Switch
Because
sports.
yeah, I would say
That implies playing as a group together.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it implies that anyone over the age of 60 is considered family. And at that point, they're kind of already like dead, so they don't really matter.
Unlike us.
Unlike us, who
Yeah.
are still living, breathing sex machines. Virile as they come.
ready to explode.
Where Nintendo Switch Sports like will include Grandma. None of these others will. Grandma can't play Splatoon 3.
Also, I don't think Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, I think it's the best game on that list. I don't
Agreed.
think it is
Yes.
The best
a
family
game.
You can't
It's
play
like-
together.
and it's also like a pretty hardcore tactics game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I died.
I would say
I failed the
Nintendo Switch.
mission.
Nintendo Switch Sports is probably the only true family game on that list.
Was it good though?
You were the only one who played it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I pl-
asking.
I
I
played
didn't
it.
particularly enjoy
I couldn't
it.
play it alone without a family at my house.
I played it. I can say that now.
Yeah.
I played it. That time when I couldn't
Oh,
say
that's
what
right.
game I
Remember
was
when
playing.
you nearly broke embargo by
That's
saying
I was
right.
playing that.
Weird Nintendo
whole time.
non-embargo embargo.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your pick for this?
Yeah, it's got to be Switch Sports.
I think it's a group consensus. Switch Sports.
Yeah, if it's the criteria that we think it is, then I think it would have
All right,
to be.
started with an
Yeah,
easy
I'm
one.
gonna have to
But
go
it
Switch
feels
Sports
like
as well.
that by default, which is odd.
Yeah, that feels like you just can't beat it because
If-
it's like everyone can play that game.
Back to the board.
Okay, cool. All right, we all pick Switch Sports. Gus, pick a category.
Best adaptation, bottom left.
Best
Ooh.
adaptation.
Arcane.
Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium.
I didn't even
Oh
know
my
what
god!
it was.
Oh my god!
We should actually
Arcane?
pick.
as if Arcane doesn't
Totally.
relate.
Arcane,
Holy
Cyberpunk
shit.
Edgerunners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Uncharted the movie. I'm assuming.
Those are 4 good adaptations.
It's like they did all right.
Even Uncharted is good. I know it's
I
if you
turned it
put
off
the
a
others as
third of the
great.
way through.
Oh,
No,
really?
it's good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but it's not great compared to the
I have
others.
nothing
that are
good
there.
to say about it, though.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Steph, Arcane is amazing,
Yeah.
but Cyberpunk's going to win it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I would say Arcane for
no
sure.
way.
Cyberpunk had a broader appeal and did more for, like, okay, let me finish.
Did you watch the behind
Maybe
the
to
scenes series
white
that I
people.
sent
Yes,
you?
I fucking loved it.
Really?
I just don't think other
Maybe
people.
not.
Oh, okay.
Debrief.
Cyberpunk got people playing and buying that game again.
Yeah, but that's because everyone on the planet.
Do you know how many
is
people
already
play
playing
LOL?
League of Legends.
Oh, yeah.
But more to the point, also, like, I don't play League of Legends. I don't even watch animation, and I watched Arcane, and it made me want to play League of Legends.
Yeah.
I
agree
didn't,
I agree
but
with
I
you.
wanted to.
I agree with you, but it's Cyberpunk.
You go
So,
Cyberpunk. Okay,
I'm going to take
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
I'm taking
going.
Cyberpunk as well because I just fucking love it. Also, I'm hoping to win this.
Recency bias.
Because it was, I would say,
Yep.
almost as good. I preferred it to Arcane, but it's almost as good as Arcane. Like, Arcane, I think, is the better show. So I'm hoping that tips it over the edge.
No
Yeah.
way.
Can
And
I, good
can
point
I-
in chat. They've moved past. I couldn't see them, but Cyberpunk Edgerunners may be a better adaptation.
I was gonna say it's authentically adapts is an interesting wording in there.
Interesting.
Where
So it's like
it's
they
authentically
nominated
adapts.
something that then breaks their own fucking
Yeah,
rule.
yeah. So like Arcane is obviously cutting closer to those characters, whereas Uncharted is not those characters. So it's a weird balance to include that authentically line.
Good choice,
It's very strange.
Picked up on it.
Yeah.
Just quickly, because we were talking the other day about a game you really liked. Did you ever get through? You weren't a fan of the Castlevania one on Netflix because of all the vampire stuff.
you like
and-
that?
Yeah, I loved it. He's
No,
talking to
I'm
her, though.
specifically asking Steph.
I know,
you
I
can't
never
see his
watched
eyes.
it.
You should really watch that, especially with all your loving. You love vampire people being house proud. You should watch
You'd
that.
you'd fucking hate
Some
it.
Alucard getting around his big moving house.
Oh,
There's
I
no
think it's
way
a
you
bit
get through an
violent,
episode.
though. I don't think Steph will like it.
Okay, interesting.
It's so dependent on the art style, and also I think
the
I
art is
think
good
I
in
think the fact that
Castlevania.
Arcane
That's great.
centers around two like female relationships.
Totally.
I think is what drove
Yeah,
me to
look,
it
it
as
is
well.
more traditional, but I think you'd like it.
So you two are picking Arcane?
I'm going Arcane, yeah, I think it'll
We're
work.
going
Cyberpunk,
Netrunners?
Cyberpunk.
Cool.
All right.
Steph, pick a category.
Best nude. Oh, it's indie.
Ooh, I'm gonna
look
go
like nude,
best. I'm gonna go most anticipated game.
Ooh, interesting. Wait, and that means we're talking about releases that they're going to announce in the Game Awards, so that can't include them.
No, it was which game was most anticipated for this year that came out.
All right, I should have waited till it came out.
Recognizing
No, it
an
isn't.
announced game that has
No,
demonstratedly
it was.
illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward.
Scroll up a little, Will.
Wait, so okay, so
These aren't out.
this has to demonstrate potential to push the gaming medium forward.
Interesting.
Some of these are Final Fantasy
But prior
16.
to release, it's its potential.
It shows its
Yeah.
potential
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that. It's a very wanky thing.
Yes.
Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Resi's out because that's an old game.
It's not going
It's not going to.
What potential does it have to push industry forward?
Yeah.
Zero. Bethesda's always like with their internal game studios, like they're always making the biggest game that then people go like, let's make a more refined version of the game that's 30% smaller.
I wonder what the submission criteria is for this. Like, is this like are people submitting their game for consideration, or are they just choosing them?
No, the jury is putting together the list.
Jeff
Okay,
Keighley's
and
putting
what
together the
information are they given? Do we know?
They
think
have
what
read
exists, like-
Game Informer and IGN.com.
So they know as much about Starfield as we know.
Yes.
Yes. There's potential here.
It's
so
journos and streamers, and like
Yeah,
they might,
yeah.
some people might
What
have
a
a little more
weird
info.
category.
Oh yeah.
Now remember, we're picking what we think will win, not what we think is the answer.
Yes.
I wonder if
I reckon Starfield probably takes it.
Yeah, me too.
Based on the category.
does anyone think Hogwarts is
I think so
anything in
too.
there?
Dude, I'm
any
so
dog in
fucking
that fight?
angry that J.K. Rowling's such a fucking asshole.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that game is
Because
looking
the game
like,
looks pretty cool,
Yeah.
and
and the game looks like it is pushing sort of the style of a sim, a school magic sim, where it's like there's everything in that fucking game from all accounts.
Yeah, totally.
Like it looks incredibly ambitious.
How are we ignoring Zelda? Zelda is the same game
It's
that
already
came out
done it.
Yeah, it's the
at the start of the Switch.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think
there's now
It's not gonna
Sky
do.
Bits.
I
It's
want
a
it to
game that
win.
got inspired by itself.
I want it to win.
It's hard to imagine a sequel winning this if it's a sequel that hasn't demonstrated that it's going to be wildly different from
Yeah,
from
I'm
the
going to go
first.
Starfield then. I'm convinced.
I think it's Starfield as well.
I think Starfield.
Across the board.
Yeah, I think Starfield.
Okay.
I was gonna say maybe Final Fantasy, but
No.
Nah,
Nick,
I
you were
just don't think
Starfield the
so.
whole time.
Starfield, I think
Yeah.
Starfield.
Yeah,
We're all
okay.
Starfield.
Nick, pick a category.
Okay. Best esports athlete.
Fuck.
Here
Oh.
we go.
Wine boy.
why are
The
they athletes?
esports athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2022, irrespective of game. We've got Chovy, Faker, Carrigan, Simple, and Yay. Now this is League of
And
Legends,
Yay.
League of Legends, CS:GO, Valorant. I just need to run to the bathroom.
You can't pick this category and then I'm going to go yay.
I've only heard of Faker.
Son of a bitch.
What's happening over there?
Nick's asking Josh. Josh knows all these
For
people.
the inside info.
Yeah.
Is that insider trading?
I didn't hear a flush.
Most outstanding
Chat. Reese is saying Faker.
for performance and conduct.
Yeah. Jimu Windsor is said Carrigan. Flush. Didn't wash your hands. Didn't wash your hands.
Who do you think?
Lick your fingers. I want to know who you think.
specifically
I
think
first.
Carrigan.
I'm gonna wait till you lock it in, and I'll lock in the one you lock in.
Yeah, cool.
You locked it in?
Yep.
Yay.
Yay?
Yay.
Yep.
That's not what I said to him at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till he locks
He's
it in
gone
and then lock it
completely
in.
rogue on me.
I'm going to say
Simple.
Jong Chovi Jahoon.
Chovy? Cool.
Yeah.
Carrigan. Lock it in.
Locking it in?
Yep.
Yeah, lock in Carrigan.
He's
for me.
he Danish?
Wait, Faker. Lock in Faker.
I'm gonna
Faker's
say-
a famous name. Faker's famous. Faker.
It's definitely going to be Faker. It's
gonna be Faker.
Damn it.
It's
He didn't-
That was the only one I'd heard of. I should have picked that one.
Did he win the
Just,
LOL?
No. But he was in the final.
Did he have good conduct in the final?
He actually just signed another 3-year deal. So
Yeah,
he's like
it was
been
like
the
a big
greatest
deal.
League of Legends player of all time.
He's like the
for
most
a
famous
long
esports
time.
player of all time, almost, I would say. Yeah.
But he just signed another 3-year deal, which is like his career is already much longer than most esports pros. But him going again now is just going to be
Ben,
He
I think
didn't win the title.
Faker.
I think that would have been his 4th World Championship title if he won it. But they
crazy.
came runners up. Yeah.
Do you think he's almost good enough now to play Dota, or?
And meets Mike.
Hey,
No.
yay! As someone who for years hosted the Australian League of Legends scene, I agree with Pete. All right, Pete, pick the next category.
Yes, sir. Let's do one that actually is nice to see up there. Innovation and accessibility.
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff that should be lauded.
Recognizing software. I
want to read them.
I read enough.
You really do.
Enough of that. Innovation and accessibility is recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience.
Lovely.
Yeah. The nominees are As Dusk Falls, God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry.
Oh.
Don't you think it's stupid that they don't give some examples of the way that
Yes.
it does it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. The Last of Us Part 1, a big fuss was made over the accessibility of that.
And
I
they
would say it
brought
wins
ev-
just
it wins.
because of that.
Yeah.
They have everything that they implemented in part 2. Everything they brought forward, which was, I would say, like watershed.
Return
kind
to
of,
Monkey Island, I seem to remember a lot of conversation around that as well.
Yeah. And God of War Ragnarok as well.
Ragnarok
Yeah,
has
it
done
had
it.
a lot.
Any first party Sony game now, I think, also has taken learnings from Last of Us Part 2, which was absolutely like just the watershed moment for them being like, we have everything.
Oh, that's
in
right.
here.
It was part 2 had.
Part 2 had
yes.
all
Yeah,
like you could
yeah,
turn
yeah.
off the game and just
You
look
could play.
at you could grey box mode
They made
essentially.
it that they
for
were
low
like
vision.
blind gamers
Yes.
can play.
But they also like they took the time to implement it and make a big deal of it to the point where I think there was enough conversation around it that it made other studios be like, oh shit,
Totally.
we need to be doing
Totally.
this, which is like pushing the industry forward. Which
And
is,
then I think they just went, well, we have this laundry list of things that need to be in our game, and they just did it straight for the remake of 1.
Daniel
So-
says,
Yeah.
do they have accessibility experts assessing this category? They do not have them voting on the category. I mean, they might be in there, but they will be heavily outweighed by.
As you can see on this website, the voting was by idiots. Which means it could have been us.
Yeah.
It wasn't, but it could have been. I think it's probably Last of Us or God of War as the two highest profile ones that had trailers come out of the studio going
Totally.
like, these are the features, this is what
Yeah.
we want you to know if you like need this kind of accessibility
Does that
feature.
bring
it
up an
exists.
interesting
Ben
point
says
that-
it is weighted towards accessibility experts. Okay, that's good.
Does
Yeah,
that
good.
bring up an interesting point that there is a budgeting factor that needs to go into how much
Massively.
you can put into it? So these two studios making these two games
Oh, I see what you
have the
mean.
budget to say,
They have more
once the
resources
game
to
is
do
done,
that.
we can continue to put that accessibility stuff in
100%.
versus...
Oh, yeah, of course,
So I think it just so correlates that those two studios, Santa Monica and
I
and
think
Naughty
God
Dog.
of War wins for recency bias. as
Okay,
well.
you'll take God of War?
It's the biggest one that made the biggest splash about it. The most recent one, sorry, that made the biggest splash.
Yeah,
about it.
fair
Yeah.
enough. I'll
Yeah.
sit on Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah. The trick of it, I think, being that
Part
Last
2
of Us
was
Part
the
2
one.
was what everyone was talking about when it came out. So I'm going to go God of War as well.
I'm sticking with Last of Us. I think it'll be that.
2 Last of Us and 2 God of War.
Cool.
Okay.
And lock in Faker. Gus.
Yeah, I want to go with it is third row, all the way on the right, best debut indie. There we go.
Love debut.
For the best debut game created by a new independent studio.
So weird, Tinykin's not on there.
Oh yeah.
Neon White. Oh, look at these ones. Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors.
Bangers.
Almost all bangers.
Oh, shit.
That's a rough one.
I think Vampire Survivors probably wins.
You reckon?
Yeah, just because it was so popular. Oh, but Stray.
Stray
because of
would-
I
fucking
think.
cats.
I don't think.
I
don't think
Tunic-
Stray will win.
Tunic.
Oh,
You're
Tunic-
voting
I don't think-
Tunic's a crowd pleaser.
I don't
and-
think Stray was a good enough game. I think it was an awesome,
Totally agree.
lovely game, but I don't think it was a good enough game to win this category. I think it's like for what it was. I think you're right. Vampire Survivors or like maybe Neon White.
Vampire Survivors has such like from the outside looking in, it just doesn't represent what they want this category to represent, and Tunic totally does.
Why do you think that doesn't represent what this category represents?
Because Tunic is Tunic is a sole developer. It has such a sort of polished, rounded-edged, beautiful look to it. It is so sort of simple, but also complex. Like, it ticks all these little boxes.
Where is Cult of the Lamb?
Fuck yeah!
I thought that. I'm just wondering if they've made a game before.
Yeah, Ammo. I'm not sure if that's
studio.
Because surely they would have been included.
I think I'm gonna go with Vampire Survivors. I think that Vampire Survivors is just blew up this year and was a success story, unlike these other games.
I think they wanted to represent what a studio is, and I don't know much about the Vampire.
You just love the idea that he phoned in the art.
Yeah. I interviewed the developer of Tunic, and he was very
over the phone.
No, we interviewed him
in person.
Yeah, in person. And he just had the vibe of a solo creative.
Had the vibe of a Game Awards winner.
You're hanging a lot on the vibe, Gus.
Yeah, that's what these things are.
As opposed to a popularity contest, which is actually what this is.
Yeah, I'm voting Stray because of the popularity contest, baby. And also, it's probably the best game of this year.
Yeah, I feel like I want. I think the choice that I would choose is Neon White, but I think it's going to be Stray.
Stray.
Okay, sure. Okay, so you're both picking Stray.
Yeah.
You're going with Tunic. I'm going with Vampire Survivors.
All right.
Again, this is what we think will win, not what we think should win.
Steph,
what does that
categorize
mean?
Us?
That they put their whole pussy into Vampire Survivor. I don't know what that means.
They really put their whole
I want to see Nick every time you say pick a category. Saying,
let's go with best.
Esports coach.
We'll do it with your mouse.
Let's go with best multiplayer. It's on the third row and it's down and across there.
Best multiplayer.
Read the description.
She can't.
Can you?
For I've got my contacts in.
Oh, nice.
For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of the game genre or platform.
Nominees are
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
What a twist.
Turtle Time.
Shredder Power.
Shredder Power.
Wasn't my greatest. I'm glad you liked it.
Think that Multiverses could take this one.
Bingo.
I think that should win, but will it win?
Nah, COD will win.
Nah.
Gotta give it to COD every year.
Multiverses.
Yeah, I reckon Multiverses wins.
The way Multiverses was kind of received, and like COD is COD.
Yeah,
it's here every year.
Multiverses was the little engine that could beat up three other little engines.
Canada, who's playing? Is anyone playing it? I
Yeah.
knew it was exciting when it came out.
That's
but
like,
I think it dropped off
There's a
pretty
medium
hard.
esports kind of like tournament scene still slow burning. I think that's been dominating a lot of Twitch.
Playing Multiverse.
It's so hard, isn't it? It's a bit.
Chat?
It's
What do you think?
It's a bit like the election. It's like we're in our own bubble of like people who reinforce our own ideas of what's good. And
A lot of people shouting out Overwatch 2.
the broader
It just
audience
moved up.
and
Barjo
universe.
is still streaming Multiverses. I think it's
So-
sponsored.
Barjo plays it competitively.
Barjo is being paid to play Multiverse.
For
so
context,
funny.
and this is only on Steam.
Yeah.
The all-time peak for Steam concurrence,
Mhm.
153,044 players.
Yeah. It's launch day goodness.
Yeah.
COD.
Last 24 hours, peak, 1,621.
Yeah, it's small.
Playing 6 minutes ago, 521 people.
It's not great.
That's just Steam. Like it's
just
it's,
Steam.
it's
on-
I'm sure it's getting
just
played a lot on consoles.
Yep.
But
I'm still
know.
backing it. I'm still backing it.
yeah, I just think it had a lot of noise when it came out and
I feel
went
like
the way
been
that
staying
it was always
noisy,
going
yes,
to.
ish. Kind of noisy, but yeah.
I mean, you could probably say the same about Smash Brothers, right? Who the fuck's watching Smash Brothers? Playing Smash Brothers right now, except for the hardcore. The
Yeah, no,
freaks.
fair. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that
Yeah,
would win
fair.
this.
So you say COD? You say
Yeah, I reckon
Multiverses?
COD. I reckon
I say
COD.
Multiverses.
I think I'm going to say COD.
COD! God damn it. The Burns Ben Dixon household just do not break, do they?
We love COD.
But the Riches and Ronalds
It's not
rise
about
to
what we
success.
love. It's about what we think they will choose.
Yeah.
I am going to go with best art direction.
Or direction.
Dunk.
Oh,
For
fuck.
outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, Stray.
Stray, easy.
Technical achievement.
That's so hard.
Horizon
West.
Horizon,
Forbidden West.
I
Yeah,
think.
it's hard to go
Technical
past
achi-
Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Elden Ring is more beautiful, but I think Horizon
More bigger. No, it's not.
It's not more beautiful.
there is
Do you think?
in terms of artistic design.
I guess
Sorry, that was a declarative. Do you think it's more beautiful?
I guess like subjectively in terms of what I'm attracted to. It's
Yeah.
more-
Oh, okay,
Sure.
fair.
Yep.
Am I right in
that's what I'm
saying
thinking
in
about.
terms
But
of
like
artistic
technically and graphically, Horizon.
Technically, Horizon Forbidden West, on an artistic design level, I feel like, God of War, definitely. Like, there's some great interpretations of what that design of that world and characters are, but they all still feel very, like, grounded and realized, and there's nothing too fanciful and too...
Oh, there's a lot of... He's literally fighting gods.
Yeah.
It's hard because we're not. This is not best. This is not best graphics.
Zoom in on that face.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
art direction is such a.
It's not
such a-
average
point being-
Joe of War.
Forbidden West had originality, and even though it's a sequel in the world and it was creating, it wasn't drawing on something that as sort of.
But it's like by the
reference
same token,
material.
like I feel like Cult of the Lamb is the best art direction.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I
we're not
know,
seeing
this
more
is
of
where-
it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
these
Really
are all
like it
these
falls
are all
apart.
surprisingly graphically intensive games.
And it's like
Yeah.
the fact that Scorn is
Scorn
on the
got on
list almost implies that it will win, even though it is the worst one up there.
Yeah,
Where's
Yeah.
Betrayal
Tiny
at Club
King.
Low?
Oh, Betrayal at Club Low.
Where is
You'll
that?
hear more about
Where's-
that soon.
I'm
Where's
going Horizon.
Pentiment?
Where
Where's
the
where's
fuck
Pentiment?
is
Pentiment?
Where
My
the fuck
God.
is Pentiment?
Is-
Like
can
Pentiment
I-
and Cult
It
of
was
the Lamb,
eligible.
I think were
It was
two,
eligible?
Yeah, I checked.
two of the best looking games that came out this year, and they're not on that list because they are foreign films where this
Yeah.
category is concerned.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Pentiment?
Where's my Parasite?
Yeah, I think that Forbidden West for me
Yeah, okay.
on this.
Is that
list.
everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all.
Yeah.
Forbidden
All right,
West
so watch
as well.
out.
We'll do one more round through.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Let's do it. I'm going to
Correct
do
answer.
one that was,
Okay.
where like I know we won't recognize any part of it. Content creator of the year, please. What?
Blob, Pentiment came out a couple of days before the cutoff.
Okay.
What the
What am I
fuck?
looking at here?
Oh, Nibelian!
I've never
I
heard
call
of
him- I
any
always
of these
look-
people.
What is it for a
Okay,
stream?
I'm going to read it. Content creators of the year. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2022, Carl Jacobs, who we cannot see at all, Ludwig, I know of Ludwig.
Yep.
The bacon.
I always read that as Nibble Lion, but
Yep.
larger now and not as an @ handle on Twitter,
Yep.
Nibellion,
Yep.
Nobrew, and Cutie Cinderella.
I've never heard of any.
I
know
want
who
Same.
Nibelian to win.
Why?
So he...
Are they all
or
American?
They...
Didn't they leave Twitter?
Yeah. So they were like a games news leak account, but just like it was basically like anytime something happened, that account had the
Oh, I
info on
heard
it straight
about
away.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then basically it was like a couple of weeks ago, it was announced that they were leaving Twitter because there's just no way to monetize and actually make a living out of
Yeah,
it, and
interesting.
tried to launch a Patreon and enough people didn't follow, even though there were hundreds of thousands of Twitter subscribers.
Yeah.
And was the best games Twitter follow by far.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, I was
Interesting.
very disappointed that.
Yeah.
The elusive man makes a good point. Where the fuck's back
Remember
pocket?
that.
Yeah,
That's
where
a
is
good
Back
question.
Pocket?
We made a positive
right here.
impact on the community.
We totally
Did we? We were COVID positive at some point during the year.
All of us.
No, not Stephanie.
Steph escaped.
Dodged it.
Yeah.
Can I spin your mouth?
Uh,
I just wanted to feel included. No,
By including
She's
her.
nodding.
Okay, Will, you got it. Josh,
What's that?
COVID.
No.
Come here, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, some wine,
wow.
thanks.
Yeah. So
Do you know legitimately who knows anyone else on the
I
list?
know Ludwig and
Right.
Ludwig
I
streams-
saw Ludwig Hellnose in the chat.
Yeah, I don't
from a
know
few
who we
people.
stream. what
Ludwig
he
streams. I confuse Ludwig with XQ Cow and all the other white nationalists that that win Twitch.
I always feel like Ludwig.
They're not white nationalists. I'm sure he's a sweet guy.
XQ cow.
That was a joke. They're just always the same dude. They're
Fun-
all just
fun fact to you
PewDiePie
guys, though.
Yeah, I do feel like I've heard
resetting every 2 years.
Ludwig to me was embroiled with some sort of like pumped and dumped an NFT or something. Like
Maybe, yeah.
Like
Or
I
a
don't know, but
gambling
that's-
thing.
Yeah,
but yeah.
He's very famous, guys. He was originally on Twitch and did a very, very like a 30-day long stream, like a subathon,
right.
and then he made
Yeah.
a lot of headlines when he moved to YouTube. Was a big profile guy on Twitch who moved over to YouTube exclusively.
Yeah.
But a fun fact that obviously you guys don't know, but Ludwig and Cinderella Cutie is that they're a couple. They're together. So,
Look,
bit of a power
people
couple
in the
at the
chat
moment.
have been calling out Cutie Cinderella, and like
Okay.
props for being the only lady up there.
Yeah, she's been doing some crazy stuff on with Twitch creators and live stream creators specifically, not just Twitch, where she'll do she's done summer camp themed events where she'll do these massive things. They'll all travel to cabins in the woods and do a massive binge of content creation competitions, and also she just did one
like
summer
content
camp, yeah.
jams.
She's
Yeah.
Mr. Beasting kind
A
of
little
style.
bit, yeah.
Yeah,
With
interesting.
streamer creators, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna go with
Nebellion.
Nebellion just because that's who I would vote
I'll
for.
go with that. Sounds cool. Cutie Cinderella. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
will
with.
too.
Two for Cutie. I'm going to go Nebellion because it feels like giving the Oscar to the actor once the series is done.
Yeah, or
It's-
Heath Ledger the Oscar
the
after he
posthumous
died.
Oscar.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean,
posthumous.
what's
yeah.
the TV one?
Emmy.
Emmy to
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk because
Yeah.
the final series
Yeah,
just
totally.
happened.
Yeah.
All right. What are we in
good.
category? Me?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Ready? Stop. Back of it. Back
Best
of it.
ongoing.
Back one more. Best mobile game.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's fucking on.
There it is. Oh my god.
Where's Point Ping?
I broke his little heart. I wanted it to be there. I did not know that. Amazing. No, I didn't. For the best game playable on a mobile device, Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, Tower of Fantasy.
It's got to be Marvel Snap,
No
right?
universe Marvel Snap doesn't win
Genshin
this.
Impact's gonna win.
I think Genshin Impact as well, maybe.
Yeah, I want Marvel Snap to
Wow.
win, but I have a feeling.
No way.
No,
Yeah.
No.
universe
Sorry,
Marvel
sorry, the mic wasn't on, but it's Apex for sure.
Oh,
Apex
okay, hang on, hang on, hang on,
smashed
hang on.
every
Apex?
single metric on mobile games in the last 12, 24 months. It's not even 12 months, I think, since it came out. So,
You know what
yeah.
the problem is?
I've seen people
huge.
streaming it.
If we're doing this on who got the most amount right, he's not in with a chance. If it's percentage and he gets
He
this
gets
right,
Yeah,
he
100%.
wins.
He's compliments all
It's
day.
compliments all day. I'm going Marvel Snap.
Genshin Impact.
I'm going to take Josh's lead and go Apex.
Hey.
Same.
Little
God
Swade.
damn it.
What do we do?
Patrick
next?
Swayze over there.
It was a weird one. Let's move on. All right.
Ben Dixon, your
Stephanie.
last category.
Oh my god, the last one. Okay.
I want to do more. These are great.
We can get going, okay.
We'll do the board.
We'll do the post show.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Of course, I'm gonna go best narrative. Third one across. Yeah.
Nice.
Letter.
Uh,
All right. No. Up the top.
Sorry, best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. A Plague Tale, Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon, Forbidden West, Immortality. We didn't play Immortality.
Didn't.
No, we
And
didn't.
Ben said it was like the best thing he played this year.
Yep. No.
I think this is a Ragnarok.
Certainly the most story.
Most story in a video game?
And it's I would say it and Horizon have maybe tied the most story. I haven't finished Ragnarok yet. I've seen the ending of Horizon. Horizon, to me, does not stick the landing.
Yeah.
So I would say Ragnarok. I think it's crazy that Elden Ring is in there.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
terms of storytelling, I think
Yeah.
lore and atmosphere and like
Which
world
is
building.
type of which is a type of
It's
But
story.
it's not
narrative.
narrative.
development.
Ben says Immortality, but Ragnarok will win. Yeah.
Ben said great things about Immortality.
really
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
only one on the
Yeah.
team. who's
But
played it this far.
but recognizing that it's like not necessarily the one that
Yeah, this
Yeah.
feels like a Ragnarok gets its.
I'm going with Ragnarok.
I am too.
It's
All
hard
right,
to get-
so
it's
what?
hard to get past
It's another
Ragnarok,
washout.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Back to the board.
Back to the board, and we're gonna look at.
No, I'm changing mine. I'm gonna choose Immortality. Fuck it.
Yeah, go for it. Good on you.
Good stuff.
Be bold.
How exciting when that
Lose.
wins.
How exciting!
Be bold. Lose.
I want to go with Best action game.
Ooh.
Second row.
That's action adventure.
Oh,
That's action adventure. There was a category next to it that was just action, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think so.
Best action adventure.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
Ooh, Neon White.
I'm going to go with Sifu there.
Wow. No Stray?
Interesting. That kitty ran from everything.
Bayonetta 3 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? People liked Bayonetta.
Bayonetta was cool.
I would love Sifu to win, but...
Bayonetta has a whole duality of combat styles happening. There's a second and super creative weapon art system that is implemented that is probably more interesting than Sifu, which, when it's boiled down to it, is actually just
piece of shit.
And
I mean, Sifu's entire focus was the combat, but was it good?
Yeah, it was martial arts done with, basic counters and blocks and. There was but hang on, Sifu was interesting more so because the level design, the set pieces.
He wasn't listening to you. He was exposing himself to me.
Can you
and
scroll
the
back up
audience.
so I can see the definition again?
No, Sifu was interesting
of the category
because of the combat.
Yeah, I disagree. Bayonetta 3.
I saw Mido said that Neon White. He would say Neon White is not focused on combat. I agree. It technically has combat in it.
Can you scroll back up so I can see the definition of the category?
It's weird that it's like, isn't that something you should cull out before you make the nominee? So surely there's other games.
So it's the best game in the action genre that is Okay. Yeah.
So you're saying
so it's not saying best combat.
Combat. It's the best game
it's the best
with
game
combat.
that has combat as its focus.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh. Nah,
Ay caramba.
Probably is seafood.
I think it's probably seafood.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for seafood.
Okay, I'm going to do that as well because I want that to be the winner.
Okay,
that's not what this is about.
Bayonetta 3.
All right.
Just to throw a
And
cat
Steph's
amongst the
gonna
pigeons.
say-
Like Stray.
Go Neon White. Do it.
You know you want it.
I'm going to choose Sifu.
God damn it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the only outlier there. Should we do the indie one just to see if Cult of the Lamb gets anything on the board?
It's his choice.
No, and I'm suggesting, should we do...
I just chose.
He just chose it.
Did you choose action game? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We could do one more round if we want.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Let's do a group choice and let's make it indie.
Oh, we
There
do
you go.
one more
Yeah.
and we make it in.
Oh, okay.
Indie!
You both just
Well,
synchronized your
got a place to
watches.
be?
we got to fucking talk about Dream PC. We got to do some credits. We got to do a post show. There's a lot going on. Okay, sure. Indie.
Yeah, there
Best
it
indie,
is.
Cult of the Lamb.
For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, Tunic.
What do I have to do to get fucking Tinykin on the board? Seriously.
Develop a better game.
I worked hard enough on develop a better game.
The way you said that was great.
See, the funny thing is,
develop a better
like,
game.
I am 100% on Gus's side, but
But you love
The
watching.
banter's
You love
too
watching
fun.
him
I love
suffer.
the banter.
The band's too
I'm
fun.
here for the banter.
Cult of the Lamb. I want it out there, and that's it there. Wait, Tunic got both debut, debut, and
Creative
the
and
indie.
technical
Yeah.
achievement in a game made. Oh fuck! See, I think it's Cult of the Lamb or Neon White. Oh,
I think Cult of the Lamb will probably take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon
I
it
want it
will.
to.
Yep.
Cult of the Lamb popped off.
Yeah.
It ticks every box of
Yeah.
what you could possibly want.
I also wonder if it's in. We
It's
don't
also
have to,
very popular.
Also,
Yeah, choose
I
it.
wonder if it's in music and score. We don't have to vote on it, but
We
it had
can
that.
have a look.
We can have a.
We could have a little
Have a
peeky
cheeky
peek.
peek.
just open
So
the
did
door
we all
really
say Cult of
fast
the
and then
Lamb?
Are you all
close
saying
it.
Cult of the Lamb?
We're all
Cult of
saying
the
Cult of the
Lamb.
Lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just have a
Top
fucking
row,
bit of
best
music.
score and music in the middle. Is Cult of the Lamb in
I
there?
feel very unqualified. To
Metal Hellsinger.
Metal Hellsinger
Oh.
for sure.
Mm.
For sure.
People rave
Got it.
about the Xenoblade music as well.
God of War had
yeah.
For outstanding music inclusive of score, original songs, and/or licensed
Halong,
soundtrack.
I think, or was that Assassin's Creed? And I was like, there's a particular like Norse pagan band that was used in God of War. But I can't remember if it was.
But wasn't there one in Metal Hellsinger too? There was a band that had like
They're all.
that was
There
like
was
a Greenland
Yeah,
style
yeah.
or something.
That's hard. I
Two
don't.
feathers?
I don't know. I just don't
It
know.
was Wardruna.
I'm
maybe in
gonna
Ragnarok.
say Elden Ring.
I was gonna say you have to sing. You have to sing like the one you're gonna vote for.
What? Sing like the one you. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd go.
Sing it for the boys. Sing it for the girls.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Sing it every time.
Elden Ring.
I'm gonna go Metal Elsinger.
Nice.
Yeah, I would probably
Oh,
go.
no. Rats.
Yeah, I don't know. This one will fuck me. I'm gonna go God of War Ragnarok because people love Bear McCreary.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
And he played a
Bear
character,
McCreary.
and then he
They
plays a
fucking
little
love
lute,
him.
and he's like, "Let me
Fucking
finish
love
the
him.
song before you kill me."
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go God of War.
Spoilers.
What are you going for?
Yeah, I'm going to choose God of War as well. And to sing it, it would go, hey, ho, ho, ho.
Spot on.
Jesus Christ!
Are you Bear McCreary?
I want to look at one more category.
Go for it.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
But probably a different one to you.
games for impact.
What?
Top right.
Oh,
Games for
games for impact.
Yeah.
For thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message, A Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper. There's 6. Endling, Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, or I Was a Teenage
Cool
Exocolonist.
category.
Will, move across to a mic for this one because you played
All of
them.
these.
Not quite all of them.
All of them.
I would say I adore both Memoir Blue and Hindsight, but they're both doing a very similar thing, which is a lot of introspective, very tied to like parental kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That isn't new in terms of a story. It's very much what Annapurna puts out a lot of the time, which is all awesome. But I would, if you want to, cut it back down to 4 games, don't bother looking at them as a potential. I don't think.
Okay.
I adored them. They're very good, but I think things like Citizen Sleeper and As Dusk Falls.
Well, that's good for me because I played 3 out of the 4 remaining games.
Okay.
I wonder if As Dusk Falls
has
wins.
Do you think it has a
Because-
pro-social
What was
meaning
the,
or message?
what was the message in As Dusk Falls?
Other than
Well, when you get to the
crime
end.
sucks.
Oh, the end.
Oh,
That
the end.
ending.
You see,
Global
yeah.
warming
Yeah.
was the real killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically a modern retelling of Birdemic.
I know I'm picking As Dusk Falls just because of the noise.
I mean, that
and
makes
popularity.
that makes me want to really finish it because if it's got a really cool message, I want to.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it
Definitely. I
does.
think it's
Definitely,
because
we
it's-
don't
Oh,
know
you're
what
being
the fuck we're
sarcastic?
talking about.
Oh,
Us pulling
shit.
from.
Yeah.
There it is.
Tinykin.
Tinykin. That was the message. I'm just picking As Dusk Falls because I just
Do you think
feel like
Citizen Sleeper could take this as a person who loved it enough?
Certainly is the best game on the list there. It has a very strong multiple social messages. Which I don't really like saying because it just feels like it's going like, oh,
It's
it's
tokenistic.
the point of it, whereas
Yeah.
it's not. It's just beautiful
preached the whole-
Telling a
stories
good
of,
story.
about
Yeah, yeah.
humanity,
Yeah.
and and therefore it's important. So the other one,
Endling
I Was a
Extinction is
Teenage
Forever. What-
Exocolonist does a very good job at also storytelling when it comes to like dealing with some pretty heavy shit.
Yeah.
Putting on kids, yeah.
Well, Endling Extinction is Forever. Does anyone have any recollection of this?
No idea.
Nothing really springs to
I've
mind.
not even heard of it.
But it looks
I only
like
know-
a game
I
where
only
you
know
run
it-
through a forest and
Oh,
is it what
no.
you played where you go
Your
through
badger? No.
I thought one of us played, and as you go through, like the world gets dirtier and
More
dirtier.
fucked.
You're trying to like,
No, I played a game
was
that
the
you're
ape
thinking
one.
of that wasn't that.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was that ape one.
That
Yep.
potentially has an
Ape-
environmental message or something.
Orangutan.
If it's
Oh,
animals.
yeah. No, that wasn't
Orang Attack.
Interesting. Norco didn't make this one. Yeah.
Oh, a
Norco.
Yeah,
fox with
Norco's
its
great.
pups. That's right. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Endling, yeah. It's Fox where you bring your little fox family.
Well, Fox Film.
It's like
True.
what
I
was that-
almost
what
played
was
that, but I
one
thought
that
the fox
played that
cubs
was
were going to
about
die, and I didn't want to
badgers?
see that.
It was
About
an
badgers?
indie game, and you were a badger, and you have little baby badgers.
Yeah, another one you mean.
Similar thing.
2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I want to say
Shelter. Thank you, Jared.
To me, Citizen Sleeper wins this because out of everything here, I think it's the most sophisticated storytelling. And like, I haven't played Endling, but I can tell you what that game is. Like, I could tell you it's the like humanity and the industrial revolution. is bad for
I'm
animals.
doubling down on
And-
As Dusk Falls as the one that was made the most noise on release and has just whatever the messaging is. It's just humanity and people's stories being told
What-
in an interesting
Okay.
manner. Just from all the publicity and what I saw of
Well,
you
what
guys
was,
play.
what was the publicity?
It was just it got hype because
it had
stuff.
fair
it just
bit of
got
hype.
marketing behind it.
Yeah, and it was Xbox
But
and
what was
Game
the-
Pass, and it was
But
just,
you think
yeah.
it has a message?
No, I'm saying it just it's a human. It was
He's
human
purely
stories.
going off. It's the game that he thinks
The people are most
people
aware
will
of.
Be aware of.
Yeah, And
it's
as a
on
vote.
their Game Pass, even though Citizen
Who's voting for this?
the same people as voting for all the other categories. The 100 jury and the audience that give it 10%.
10% of the vote.
Well, I don't think that'll be a factor then. I think it'll be Citizen Sleeper.
I agree.
Okay, then that's
Citizen
the
Sleeper
duality.
for
I just don't want
us.
you to make a bad choice.
No, I'm saying they're going to make a bad choice.
full of
I
bad
think
choices.
I think it's Citizen Sleeper.
It's wearing a VB
I
shirt.
want it to be Citizen Sleeper, but I'm drinking
a vinegar.
drinking weak old wine. But I think it will be as Dust Falls because I'm critical of how these awards are actually.
And I think it
voted.
will be a Memoir Blue because it has to go to Annapurna because
Incest.
their incest is
Yeah.
real cool right now. Thank
I
you.
played
on TikTok?
Exocolonist. It was me. Okay, any other categories that
Pete had one more to look at.
Oh, you had one more. That's right.
Yeah, only because you said you had one more, and that meant I wanted one more. I
Yeah.
haven't picked one yet, but let's do best sports/racing game.
Oh,
Yes.
what a boring
What a
one to
finish.
end
Fuck
on.
yes.
Ugh.
Let's get the sports in here.
Citizen Sleeper.
Oh my god!
Do we
so
want
boring.
FIFA 22, FIFA 23, FIFA 20K 23, FIFA
Gran
7,
Turismo?
or Ollie Ollie World?
FIFA edition.
FIFA edition. Wow, what a list to end on, Pete.
F1
look,
22 got some good reviews. I
Did
think.
all the
People enjoyed
like
that one.
interactive role playing element to it. Apparently, was really.
Oh,
cool.
I mean, Ollie Ollie World's the best game on there.
Yeah. Traditional and non-traditional sports and racing games. Yeah, Ollie Ollie World.
It's
Roller
interesting
Champs
that they've
absolutely
they've
kicked in the
included
dick.
those
Yeah.
two things in the category, but they're lumping them together.
Traditional and non-traditional sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many non-traditional sports games came out?
Roller Champs.
Roller Champs.
Not Roller Drome.
Roller Drome? That's an
Not
actual
really
game.
sport.
Yeah, no, it's a sport.
Yeah.
It's technically a sport in the world of the game.
I'm going to pick
Yeah,
Ollie.
but the game isn't a sports game, really.
Who played it?
Well, I sure didn't. It looked like shit.
I sure
But it was more
it
about
looked like
shooting.
shit.
It was more about shooting the stuff in the level, right? It's just had momentum.
Having they played it as a sport. You were like, you were
it's
qualifying for the
literally
next
a sporting
arena.
game, yeah.
You get into the finals. You go to a locker room afterwards and go like,
There's a whole team
Oh my
based
God.
system. Yeah.
can we do one more? This was
Don't
shit.
care.
It's Ollie Ollie
Gran
World.
Turismo 7.
Oh.
I'm going to go with FIFA 22.
Ollie Ollie. Steph?
FIFA.
She pointed.
F1 22.
I'm
is
pointing
what
at Gran Turismo 7.
There you go.
Damn right.
Okay, cool.
Back
That's
to the
what it'll be.
board. Something wholesome
Go
and fun.
with best sim or strategy. No,
No, no, no. What? Hang on. I do want to know.
Oh.
Best ongoing?
Oh yeah,
What is that?
it's like Fortnite live service.
live
Fortnite
service.
Oh,
Destiny.
don't click on it.
Oh, you clicked
Click on it.
Click on it.
He
Wait.
picked it.
Best VR.
Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy
Oh,
14,
boring.
Fortnite,
Let's pick another
Genshin
one.
Impact, awarded for outstanding development of
Boring.
Yeah, we don't want to go.
There's best community support.
I don't want to have
Best
to say the
performance,
word
best
Fortnite.
performance.
Best
That's
performance.
Best
yeah.
performance.
And we're not doing Game of the Year.
Is this performance of a game or performance of a
Oh,
performer?
we'll end on
Awarded
Game
to
of
the
Year.
individual for voiceover acting, motion, and/or performance capture. Horizon Forbidden West, A Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Immortality, God of War Ragnarok.
It's got. Sorry, it's voiceover acting.
yeah, no.
I was like voiceover acting. It's like who just had the zaniest
Oh,
voice?
God of War!
It's a me, Kratos.
Well, do we just go to Game of the Year and have a look at what that
Ashley
one
Birch. No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no.
we
no
can
let's
do
do
that.
this.
After
Let's
this,
do
after
this.
this, yeah.
Ashley Birch being nominated for Horizon
No.
Forbidden West is a
That's hilarious.
travesty.
That's hilarious.
It was the worst part of that game.
I
She's a
agree,
great
but
actress.
it was
She's a
probably
cool
how
person.
she was directed to be.
Because
and
she is
'cause
an-
she's amazing.
Because she is excellent.
She's
very
good
and has
but-
incredible range.
Yeah,
but yeah, I hate the way
but
she's
it's
directed
so
in this
bad.
game.
Plague Tale, we're assuming that's the older sister. God of War Ragnarok, Christopher Judge, who is
Oh, Chrissy Judge
is
is
main
Kratos.
God of War. Immortality
people are
is a
saying,
character.
and apparently,
Immortality
Immortality,
hated
it plays 4 different characters.
Yeah, because like it is so much actual
That's-
acting.
And
Yes.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Not any of this bullshit voiceover.
Hiding
that is
behind
real
an
acting. You
animator.
know who does voiceover as well? Bruce Willis.
I'm gonna play Immortality, man.
He's not well.
What?
He's not well. Leave him alone.
What do you mean?
Bruce Willis.
He's sick. But what do you
So?
I don't understand what you're referencing?
Yeah,
Well, I'm saying
Lindsay
like he's been in an animated film.
He
Over
was
the
a raccoon
Hedge, I
in Over the
believe.
Hedge, which
Yeah.
is a fucking delight.
And so that's what I'm talking about. Any fucking terrible actor could do voiceover.
Bruce Willis is a great actor.
Name one good Bruce
Mercury
Willis
Rising.
performance.
Mercury Rising.
The sexy 80s
Mercury
one where he
Rising.
just...
Performance.
He's amazing.
Moonlighting.
Death becomes
Was that
her.
you, Will?
Fuck, Will,
Fucking
you're so
Christ,
old.
Will.
How are you this old?
Tell
and
us your
young?
secrets of hyper sleep.
Yeah, you're right, Will.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Last
Immortality for this one,
Yeah,
even though
same.
Christopher Judge could take it.
Christopher Judge will win it.
Nah.
Yeah, I
Recency
think
bias
Judge.
and
Think about
star power.
Senua's Sacrifice.
No, I know.
Remember Melina Jurgens? She won that. That was
Yeah,
great.
that's true.
I think Immortality will take it. I
Yeah,
think
but
they'll
there's a lot
recognise her
of, there's
performance.
a lot of people rallying behind Christopher Judge because he tweeted himself like crying about how happy he was that everyone's receiving the game really well. Fucking get over it. God damn.
Like
it.
you're,
Was-
you're
and then
never
he
not
went-
going to be the dickhead with the thing on your face.
And
from
then he went
Stargate.
and scene.
He's like,
was
my
acting.
relationship
I
with
was-
my dad was hard, and this helped me process that.
He's very good.
Let me tell
He's
you-
very good, but
I would like to remind Christopher Judge of the great words of Sir Ian McKellen, which is
Ian.
I just pretend. I go, how would a wizard think? And then I think about what they would do, and then I just pretend to
I'm
do
not a
that.
wizard.
How do I know what to say? The word
That
down
page.
from the
How do I know where to stand?
Ian,
They
Ian,
tell
Ian,
me.
Ian, you shall not pass. Ian. Oh, fuck, I want to watch that. Yep, okay. Game of the year?
Oh yeah,
Peter Jackson came to me and said, "So Ian, I'd like you to play Gandalf the Wizard.
know I'm not
You know
a
I'm not a wizard."
And he said, yes, I know.
we don't need to play out the whole scene. Poorly, might I add.
Let's go for the top.
I'm gonna go for
I'll be Ricky Gervais.
oh my god.
I'm gonna go for Man
I know.
and Gage as well. I want Immortality.
Okay,
to
so
win,
three of
even
us
though we
are
haven't played it.
engaged, and you pick Sir Ian. Christopher Judge, Sir Ian. All right, let's go to Game of the Year.
Teal'c.
Let's round
Top
it out.
left. Let's bring it up. There it is.
I was just explaining the Patrick Stewart scene from Extras to Alexia last
so
night,
good.
who of course has never seen
Very
it.
important.
And it was one of those scenes.
But by that
where
point, I've seen
I was
everything.
like,
everything.
Yeah,
He's
and
seen
like,
everything.
as I was telling it, he was like, okay, and I was like, and then he's like, it's like he's
Oh my god.
like he's
Oh no.
He's seen everything.
he's seen every and he says that, and it's like he just keeps suggesting shows where women are naked, and Liam's like, right, and I'm like, and it's hilarious.
But imagine I'm as good an actor as Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, I know,
Stephanie.
Patrick
Stewart.
But I'm like,
I've seen
but
everything.
The
Stephanie
funny
Stewart.
part is like it's so lewd, but like it's Patrick Stewart, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, do you know who Patrick Stewart is? And he's like, no, and I'm like, the guy from X-Men, and he's like,
X-Men.
X-Men. Oh, and I was like, have you seen X-Men? And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, not the one with Jennifer Lawrence, and he was like, no.
It's a lost cause. Recognizing a game that delivers an absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. All creative and technical fields. Plague Tale
All.
Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, Exoblade Chronicles.
So this kicked up a bit of, hoo-ha on the internet for including, I'm assuming, Plague Tale Requiem and Stray are kind of the two outliers there that everyone caught everyone a little bit off guard.
Yeah,
I'd
and
also say
Xenoblade and
Exoblade-
Horizon.
Xenoblade
And God of
Chronicles.
War.
Yeah. Like,
I'd say they're all
it's Elden Ring.
outliers.
Like this list 100% should have been like Elden Ring, Cult of the Lamb,
Yeah.
and then
Elden
other
Ring
things
again.
that we'll talk about.
The Small Kins. The
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tiny King.
Tiny King.
Elden Ring.
Elden
What's
Ring.
this category?
Point P.
Game of the Year.
Creative and technical
Game of the year.
Game of the Year.
fields.
Stephanie. Game of the Year.
Elden Ring.
Best picture.
It's Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's gotta be Elden Ring.
There's no way it's not Elden Ring.
It's gotta be Elden Ring. And Pentiment.
Stray?
But
Question
Elden
mark.
Yeah, no, Pentiment should have been on there. It should have been Cult of the Lamb, Pentiment, Elden Ring, God of War, and the other game I haven't thought of.
Nanogenes, Nick did not. Yeah, Middo Vampire Survivor should have been on there. Yep, I agree.
Wordle. Was Wordle this year?
Wordle
is
officially went to the
Wordle?
New York app as an official licensed game, I think, because it
But
became
it was a game
But it was a
before
game
that.
100%.
before.
It came out 2 years ago, essentially. So
None of these games are published on New York
Elsid-
Times.com.
And are they valid?
Elsid 1000 says Quinby. Do you mean Point B? Quinby.
I mean, like, we know what you mean. It just needs to be a cute word.
May
It's
I
like,
Quinby?
Okay, cool. So those are all our picks. We'll find out next week who gets the compliments.
So good.
How exciting. I'm going to watch tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because we predicted in a segment
We
that
like
I made a
Skull.
title for called
so angry.
What does a person with wings for arms
Represent.
do?
Do they fly around all the time because they can?
No,
Yeah,
you
but
were gonna
like-
say,
They make
at the
good
bathroom and
trophy
shit.
shape.
Yeah, like how does she
Eat
like
chips.
live her life?
Yep.
Oh,
Shit, her body's
how you
not.
got kids?
Her body's not.
Well, you know what to do.
Her body's not shaped like a bird. How does she eat?
So regurgitate to their baby.
I know,
But her body's shaped like a human being, Lily Peppermint. How would she get her mouth to the ground to
Gus,
eat?
how would she get her mouth to the ground?
Wings go back. Over the kid.
No, someone's gonna make a gif of that goose.
Oh my god. You know what to do.
You haven't had your face photoshopped onto enough porn.
I try
That's
and
right.
no one does it.
Okay, hang on. I'll give for all the people who want to Photoshop. I think Pete's down me. Good.
Where was I going?
This is Scott
To the
down.
sandals.
You're all gonna watch those sandals.
Lick 'em.
You're all gonna watch those awards, and every time someone gets on stage and holds that trophy, you're gonna be like, I've seen what that can do.
Amazing. Oh, incredible.
I do good bed.
Also, there'll be some announcements and stuff, and Jedi
Survivors?
Jedi Survivors.
Yeah, doing a big thing there.
Or
Yeah.
yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We need to thank our final sponsor for the evening.
After an ad break?
No,
Okay.
because I started introing it, and for some reason you cock blocked me, which is weird because it's in your mouth. All right, Dream PC is who we're thanking. Dream PC, make your dream PC come true. Head to dreampc.com.au. Go.dreampc.com.au /backpocket. Easy to configure a PC via their website. Bespoke systems built to order. Authorized Australian market parts. Live updates via a build tracker. Great warranty and service as standard. Isn't it sad that we live in a world where you have to specify that they give great service?
Yeah, without expecting any tip.
Do not tip Rick.
Rick, don't expect no tip. Was that a question or is that a
Because it's
catch?
in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that was just the tip. Those noises.
I was feeding my young,
And I'm there.
much like Rick will do by selling PCs through Dream PC.
Good.
There were probably a lot of games
Yeah.
that people looked at in all those lists and went, I want to play them. And you'd probably need a pretty hefty PC to play them.
100%.
Yeah, you get a beefy PC.
And you'd be like, how am I going to play all those games?
even Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok, give them 6 months. They'll be on PC.
Absolutely. God of War, the first God of War on PC is spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want the PC of your dreams, head to dreampc.com.au. Dreampc.com.au. Dreampc.com.au.
for the freshest PC that wakes you up in the morning.
What does that PC stand for? Personal computer.
Pretty good coffee. All right, we'll be back with more Back Pocket after this short break.
Peanut combustion.
Find out what common household item can kill you, your family, and everyone you love right after these commercials.
Sick of being seen? Camo!
Because you deserve to smell
Rash, Akarash, and Buzzard.
Make this ninth life his big party time.
All wood is just dicks.
Roller Star!
The Learn Programming Academy.
What the fuck did you just say?
That's wild.
Online business needs Nicrotex.
Do not take Avexia if...
Nathan. No. It's nothing but fucking...
Cool, that should be good. All done?
Yeah, great. So we just saved them in a folder marked patrons. And so for that one, it would be Mason, not Nathan.
Cool, Nathan.
No, tricky. I can see what happened there. It's Mason, not Nathan.
Cool, so Mason with an N, so Nathan.
I can't help but hear you say Nathan again. It is Mason. Mason is the fun one.
Nathan.
Let's go over this a few times. Okay, quick exercise. I'll say the word, you repeat it back. Mason.
Nathan.
Nope, Mason.
Nathan.
No, I'm thinking Nathan. Mason.
Nathan.
Nathan?
Nathan.
Ugh! Okay, Mason, not Nathan. Mason, not Nathan. Mason.
Nathan.
No, Mason.
Nathan.
Mason, not Nathan. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Nathan.
Mason.
Nathan.
Mason!
Nathan! Nathan.
Mason?
Nathan.
No.
Nathan.
Wait, what?
What?
The thing you said before.
Nathan.
Fucking kill you!
Always remember, it's Nathan, not Mason. Oh my god! Hey.
All right, come on, scooch it, scooch. Okay, freeze.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Oh, cool. Should we have filmed an ad while we were here?
Welcome back to the show. And a big thank you to RhysWild, Joshie, SnailXD, SyntaxError, BMac, and MasonNotNathan. For words from our sponsors and commercials. Huh?
Remember PAX?
Remember
Yeah.
PAX. Remember PAX.
Remember Joshie always sitting right there?
Joshie was so fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know how he is now, but he was really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He
May have taken a turn.
It was dark
he was a
turn.
decent bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the incident.
That wasn't PAX? That wasn't a PAX? What was that?
Someone said Brisbane Supernova?
No.
Something?
They
I
don't
saw
do
it in the chat. That was a supernova.
That was Supernova. Everyone
Hey
says
guys,
that was
remember Brisbane
Supernova.
Supernova?
They have cultural events in Brisbane?
They have culture in Brisbane?
You saying you had fun at an event and we weren't there?
Yeah, god damn it.
Apparently.
Thank you to everyone for watching tonight. Big thank you to Jeff Keighley. And big thank you to us.
Jeff.
Really, the heroes.
I think we'd be good friends with Jeff. We should I want to get him on the
Get him
show.
on.
We had a chat that time.
You were on that weird
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
You know how Twitter opened that thing called Twitter Spaces?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and you were
I
like,
clicked into it because I was like, oh, I want to listen to what this conversation is about. And I didn't realize that you're opting in to be part of the conversation. And I kid you not, I was listening in the bathroom and was about to go to the bathroom. And then he was just like, okay, Hex Steph. And I was like, what? And I was like grabbing the phone and I was like, hi. And he was just like, hey, so what games are you looking forward to? And I was like, I don't know, Jeff Keighley, what's up?
What did you end up saying?
I don't know. I think we were asking questions about the Game Awards and how they could be improved or whatever. And I was like, I tried to ask something.
Get rid of Game of the Year.
I have a design idea for your statue.
Yeah, I would have been like, hi, I have a great suggestion for your show. Get rid of your most popular and best award.
And your session
Now I'm
should
off
be
to the toilet.
my friend deep throating something.
I think I asked something like, how are you I think it was related to that though. I said
Okay, thanks for your help.
Deep throating. Arvo Gaming,
think
welcome.
I
Thank
said-
you for the raid. We're talking about Jeff Keighley deep throating.
Yeah.
I think I asked, how do you combat the struggles of weighing up different games when there are different genres of games that are not equal and stuff like that? And I think he gave a pretty generic response of we've got a lot of things to consider and there's a lot of things that go into it and it's an ongoing discussion and blah, blah, blah.
Much like
So he
weighing up
didn't
the
really answer
taste
the
of
question.
Mountain Dew and Doritos, I find sometimes having them both together is the best
Do you
solution.
think they've ever made a Mountain Dew flavored dust for Doritos?
I'm going
Or
to
the-
look up
or
right
the
now.
other way around?
Because
feel
you
like
know
they
how
must have.
sometimes you see a bag of corn chips and it's now in blue. And it's like, no!
Yeah.
The blues apparently
Unless it's
quite
blue
good.
corn.
No,
that's fine.
No, but that's we've had this discussion.
The
It's
blues
it's
are
like
ranch.
it's like the Vegemite chocolate. It's just
that's good.
They do a limited run that's just enough to get people to buy it out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
And then
The blues
with no
took
intention
off.
of
They were
making it
blue
a
were
thing.
like a
Does it
blue
exist?
cheese ranch flavor, which
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Does it exist and does it come with COD battle points?
Pete, can I get my close up?
Oh no.
Available from woolies.com.au. Doritos Mountain Dew flavor.
Wow.
Yes.
We have to the Christmas episode. I'll bring
I saw them in a survey.
We have to get
I
these
wanna eat those.
after a refreshing
zesty zing. We've combined the lemon citrus flavor of Mountain Dew with the signature Doritos full-on crunch.
Just
I guess-
lemon.
I've seen lime and black pepper as a
Yeah,
flavor.
and they're
Yeah,
trying
but
to
Doritos
lean-
isn't a flavor.
No, but that's what they're
Doritos
trying
is
to
the
lean
colour.
into. That's as close as they'll get to it. What are the blue ones?
Mountain Dew, yeah.
I guess
Cool Ranch.
Is
it'd
the
be
blue
weird,
the
it'd be
cool
weird if it
of the
was
ranch?
sweet.
Yeah.
Because Mountain Dew is very sweet. So if
Mountain Dew is lemon,
Tang.
not lime, right? Lemon chips, is that a thing? Lime
Yeah.
works
is
great.
Mountain Dew even lemon? Mountain
Citrus,
Dew tastes.
citrus.
I thought it was. I thought
Yeah.
Mountain Dew was pineapple.
It's more just sugar.
No, it's
Dew's
limey.
It's gross.
Lemon
it's
limey,
so
probably.
bad. I hate Mountain Dew so much.
It's so bad.
It's so.
Yeah, but
bad.
they're yet
so
to go the
bad.
other way. They haven't
Like
done.
to me, like Solo
Dorito-
is lemon.
Yeah.
That tastes like
Yeah,
lemon.
and
What's
slow on
Mountain
fizz, so you can
Dew
slow it down
tastes like
fast.
something else.
Since Mountain Dew aren't sponsoring this episode, but someone else is, do you know what I love to drink?
Coffee.
Dream PC.
Credits.
Bring it home, Richardson.
Cool. So Game Awards tomorrow. Thank you, Jeff Keighley, for watching. We are rounding out the show now. It's time for the credits. Whose turn is it to do the credits?
I did last time.
Got to rewrite those credits. That feels like a Christmas thing.
I think it's your turn.
Is it my turn? It could be my turn. Hold
Yeah.
on. Give me a funny voice.
We can. Josh.
On the spot?
Yes.
So if you go to Behringer 1 plus 2, the input of the
this is getting
Behringer.
interesting.
Oh,
This
the
will be
Bears.
interesting for
This
people.
will be some people
Yeah,
will be interested.
some people are into
Like the
this.
Bears.
Josh
Bears.
is interested in this for sure.
Yeah.
Will's in the
Yep.
background listening. I'm in the background listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to the plugins, so in the settings of that the audio input,
Yep.
plugins, add a plugin. Can you read out the plugins that are there under the drop down?
Auburn sounds graily.
Yeah, the Graily one, the Grail one. It's French.
That's that one.
It should be a pitch. You should see a
You could
pitch
be
shifter in there.
French, Nick.
A pitch shifter.
Well, it'll be under
do you want
Grail.
up or down?
Let's pitch up.
Pitch up.
Yeah, far up. Well, you'll be pitching yourself up as you go as well.
Oh, yeah, it's up there.
All right. Okay. Nicholas Richardson. Oh, no.
Oh, it was not a...
Yeah, sorry, that was... Yeah. Backpocket wants to give a special thanks to all of our patrons at patreon.com/backpocket. The mods! Gat, SyntaxError, Carnage, Liz Dahlia, Sith Cat, Phoenix O'Lion, Disturb778, Jex, Caboose, White the Shark. Pockety Wrangler is Miss Little Starlets, Little Miss Starlet. Gus's Beard Wrangler is Dump Days. Department of Donuts, Honey Bun Bun, Bot Lubricator. We are Robots and Limbot. The Foot Severer is Moth Captain. The Foot Licker is It's Jet. Our customs department is, of course, R&E. Feel free to just slide that slide up and down as you go. Remover of foot from Gus's mouth is Babbling Buffin.
Backpocket legal team is Akarash. Nick's own legal team for his dumb mouth is BuriBuri. Head technician Kane LaBoss. Scotty Groomer, Glowing Minds. Gaming department MPod 18. Naming department Osnaminator. Best boy is
Ivore. Worst boy, Evil Spy Boy. Boxy Boy, Boxy.
Scotty Features a BT nanostrip.
Studio Scotty Breeders, Slowpunk, Z.
And whoever it was that knocked that dog up.
What was that dog's name?
Pavo? No,
That's the virus. Like Pavo.
Scotty. COVID.
Scotty Wrangler. Scotty. It was Uko. Uko. Scotty Wrangler is Bypass. Worm Wrangler is Toxicog. Peter's Cable Guy is Woolsey.
Well designed by A. Timothy.
Gaffer, holder of gaffer tape.
BMac step attention.
Grabber's SnailXD. Assistant to step attention to grabber when she loses attention is Daisy.
86. Community Hot Boy. Nicrotex and his Hot Boys. Coastal City and Demexia. Assistant
Remover of sugar from Coke is Kaylee Kool-Aid. Executive Shop Chancellor is Rose.
Remover of Sass. Sass replaced with Sass. Skiberick.
House Bands is Music for Hire at Middle Sea. Transport Officer of the Vegabuzz. Dinosaur Supervisor is Phil Tibbet. Bird Supervisor
Loki Cats and Pocket Business Partner Dream
PC.
Pixel
Paint
We still... You can just toggle it off now.
I'll keep it on.
It's off. It's off.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
I'm sure.
I don't know what that sounded like.
Could have been funny. Could have been funny.
Chat certainly had a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Echidna says, holy fuck, why?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can.
Because we can.
Good. That brings us to the end of the show. If you want
Second last for the year.
I know.
Oh my
Is
god.
it?
Yep.
We only have one more?
We only have one more.
And then
Christmas
it's
ep next week.
Yeah.
Big episode.
Big episode. Some
Guests.
friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
And
Coming
things
on in.
happening over the break?
Prezzies.
There
for-
are, but we might find out more about that on the next episode of Back Pocket.
Pick a category. Prezzies for you guys.
Oh, them. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I know that's
That
always the actual
process.
worst part of the end of the year. Is actually mailing. And on top of, but we're already going to be mailing 300 envelopes out of Ozpost for the pins.
Yeah, so
the pins are
So
just
the gifts
about
are
ready to go.
The gifts are the easy bit.
Yeah.
The other
So
stuff,
much
which are the
mailing.
pins, which are coming, and they are.
Have
being-
you
We
moved?
have,
Have you moved house since August? Have you updated your address on Patreon? If not, some person is going to get your pins.
Yeah. Was Patreon the first thing you updated when you moved house?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have not updated that, I would say by now it's probably already in a document and
gonna
being
be-
printed onto a label.
Just about.
Yeah.
I would
Good.
like more Peter government announcements.
I feel like I've been,
Have you
I got,
found yourself living in someone else's home?
I got sent less cool stuff this year to give away. So there's some.
We have
There's
enough.
some. There's some trash.
There's enough. There's some actually some good stuff.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
some games
There is
and
a boxed Xbox 360, an Xbox copy of Goat Simulator.
We're all like an Xbox.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, that's good. Good
Yeah.
Simulator, apparently fun.
Yeah.
Good. If you want to support us and our enormous postage needs, then go to patreon.com/backpocket and become a member of the Patreon. We're a almost entirely Patreon funded show, except for when we rake in that huge sponsorship money
yeah.
and we just sell the fuck out.
Imagine.
I would say
Like
it
a
doesn't
hot
happen as
cup of
often as we'd
PC.
like.
Oh no.
What?
I need to write some scripts.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyway, that's not your problem. We'll see you in the post show. Sponsored by Logan Cat.
Bye everyone.